they just add more and more and that's probably part of the problem with Family Guy. There's no subtext.
No,
Yeah.
it's it's just going by.
It's just bang, 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 and I guess they were doing a thing about The Wire. My wife keeps doing the line, and I think it's Peter goes like, "The Wire is the greatest show on TV."
Oh no,
they did it was Wire and Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
We will not stop talking about these shows.
And I mean, when they do that kind, there's a ton of funny on there, but
right.
Then you watch Bob's Burgers, and you're like, doing a whole episode where they make fun of capoeira.
Yeah, and gets himself stuck in the wall.
Did you see?
He has to come out.
Stuck in the Wall was amazing. The Goonies episode.
The Goonies episode, yes.
Taffy man.
Yeah.
Where's the episode guide?
Yeah, that show, and the voice talent on that show is amazing.
Where's the episode guide?
I love all of them.
I just
I don't know.
That's
This has that.
How can I not have that?
When they're stuck in the mortuary. How's it going to?
That's Amazon.
Him and Bob watching Banjo.
I don't
And
know.
the dad was trapped in the casket, and they almost burned him.
Is there one I haven't seen?
You
That
saw
first
that.
season? Yeah, that's first season. I'm pretty sure.
Capoeira, that was season 3, I think.
Capoeira season 1.
Yeah.
That was season 1?
It was the second or third episode.
Yeah, it was pretty early.
It was
No, it
super.
wasn't
Yeah, it was. You were just like.
The problem is we've watched all of those at least 2 to 3 times each, so now I'm confused as to what order I watched them in.
Yeah, I just remember when the promos came on for that, I was like, that is an ugly looking show.
Yeah.
And then, but they,
Oh, it was. It was episode 4.
you have, with a good show like that, you have to retrain your, what you're looking at, and you're like, okay, this is why this show looks like this.
Yeah, it fits the characters. It fits the stories. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Sexy dance fighting.
Well, they're talking about Archer. I guess they did a whole thing with Archer and Bob's Burgers, since it's the same voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Archer's good too.
John Glaser?
Have you ever seen
Is that Harrow?
John has a van or something?
Yes.
I watched tried to watch one episode and couldn't.
Ben's back!
I tried to watch one and I was like, this is not good.
Did you go for a walk or did you sleep in your car?
I slept a little bit.
Okay. I checked on you. I saw that your windows were fogged up, so I assumed you were still breathing.
He was in there with a lady.
Ben doesn't know any ladies.
Hopefully a lady. Everyone can know a lady if they drive around at the right places.
Ooh.
At 6 in the morning?
Tips from Mr. Test.
Just want to make sure it's a lady and not a lady.
Slash
man.
It's those surprises that really catch you off guard. Are you trying to think of the voice? Is it John?
Was I trying to think of the voice? What was I trying to think
For Sexy
of?
Dance
No, I was
Fighting?
trying to think of Gyro, his name.
Gyro.
Gyro says. Oh my god. If I could do lines, I could
Just
do
watch
lines
that
from
episode
one.
right now.
Yes. And we can all do the capoeira moves. And
Well, Dan can do the capoeira moves for you.
No, it's funny because I was up in Portland at Screaming Sky Gallery, and they had like the children's parade like one morning. Because Portland's the most insane. If you watch Portlandia,
That's right.
the real Portland's even crazier because it's like any day, any like weekend day, there's like things happening everywhere in the city. Oh, do I want to do the nude bike ride or the this or the that or all those things happen. So they're having the children's parade on the street. All the children are just some random day is the children's parade.
Sure.
And there's
why
the
not?
local capoeira club as part of the children's. I'm just like, oh my god, the capoeira club.
Sexy dance fighting.
Like, yes, please.
Just kept going over.
Please start doing it. In there, they're doing the moves. Funny stuff.
How was the gallery show up there? How was your time?
Oh,
Spend
Portland.
time with a lady boy.
Portland is the only other place other than LA that I would ever live.
Really?
It's
Abandoned
so
question
nice
for you.
up there. I mean, it's the people, not the people, but there's so many sort of crazy people. Like if you live in LA people are driven. It's like everybody's like
Doing something.
doing something. Yes.
Yeah.
Even the people that like us that are
And you're like, you're not actually
slackers
doing
or
anything
whatever.
today.
We're still all I gotta get
joy.
stuff done.
Hustling.
And up there, it's like, there's still a sort of hippie burnout whole situation. And it's, they're still
Like
doing
Portlandia
stuff.
says, it's still the 90s.
It's sort of, there's some of that, and it's still sort of the 60s up there in places.
Ooh.
And, it's amazing that way. But the food up there it's the greatest. Oh my God. There's like Voodoo Donuts, of course.
Of course.
And there's like this one pie shop that we went to a couple times.
Pie break.
It all goes back to pie.
Oh, God.
We started the show with pie.
And
We did
actually, I came in at pie. I'm gonna leave at pie.
Oh,
I have to go
Matt's
home.
leaving.
Oh.
Matt Hayes is out.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You
We
gotta say
forgive
goodbye
you.
on pie. How could you not? Like, that was the perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Instead
Gave you
of
the
goodbye,
proper
I'm going to
out.
say good pie.
Good pie.
Good pie. Good pie, good
Aw,
sir.
thanks for coming up, Matt. Thanks for hanging out. Everybody
Nice
say
meeting
bye,
you.
Matt.
Pie break. But
That was Matt's hand.
Everyone check Matt's pants before he leaves.
Ben?
What does that mean?
Ben, lady. Oh,
I
whatever
already
you
have.
just had in your hand
I
is now
paid
yours.
for.
Already answered the question.
Do you have your
No.
derpy and all your things?
Is he taking the
Yeah.
pony? He's
Okay,
taking the derpy, yes.
I'm taking the pony. I grossly overpaid. Thank you to who was that? That was
Valley
screwing
Dweller.
me?
Jeremy.
Yes, Valley Dweller.
You should make him buy it from you.
You should.
Yeah. Figure out some way to make him pay.
We'll cut you a deal on the back end.
Not really.
Yeah. All right. Well, bye everyone.
Bye, Matt. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
guys
for
for
coming up.
having me.
Hope
Drive
to see you
safe.
soon.
Good luck. People spend lots of money, please.
Please spend lots of money.
Do you want any of that, like that monkey or any of that stuff in there?
Oh, wait. Before you leave, Matt.
The Star Wars card game? No one's taking that?
Nope, that's yours.
Can't give it away.
No.
You would think.
Um,
You would think.
You would think. They're talking in whispers. Why are we whispering?
We all got quiet so we could hear what they're saying. Like, what are they saying in their whispers?
I get
I know, where does it?
Microphone. What do we got? What button?
So I have to stay up all night?
It's at 10. It's a brunch.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
It's actually really nice weather outside.
Thank you.
Cold, but
Nice
it's really
cold
clear.
breeze coming. At least it's not raining.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like gloomy and dark.
Did you guys have rain like
Hey, do you want anything?
at some like last night?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It started
I
pouring.
don't
over.
want
Okay,
to wait
okay.
too much, but thank you.
Frappuccino for the road?
Look at that.
No.
Secret
Thank you very
things inside of the secret box.
Are those for your feet?
What else
You
would
have
you wear?
so
Slippers?
many things for your feet. It's ridiculous.
Okay, I have the necessary information then.
Socks and slippers.
Well, the socks are a little cold.
I hate wearing socks.
Really?
Yeah.
You're wearing
I don't
them?
I
take
can
my
only-
socks off until I sleep.
I can only wear socks when I'm wearing shoes. I will never wear socks.
As soon
when
as
I'm
I
not wearing
dry
shoes.
off out of the shower, I put my socks on and I don't take them off until I go to bed.
And then you have
I
the pair
do
that
the
you
same.
wear
I want
in the
them on
shower,
at all times. I normally wear my shoes all the time.
which is so
Except
gross to
we
me.
just got a new carpet in the bedroom, so I don't want to walk on that. So I've been taking them off.
Bedroom? You mean in the rest of the warehouse?
In the rest of the
The rest
toy
of the
warehouse.
studio.
I didn't mean it was here. I just said it's at our house.
Oh, in our-
bedroom,
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah,
here
yeah.
in the Toy Break studio. It's expensive Toy Break warehouse.
He just tends
That's
to-
where we are.
He's
We're in the
laugh-
Toy
he's
Break
laughing
warehouse.
because
We're in the massive studio right
the
now.
tram ride that you have to
You
take
took the
from
tram
where
to
you
get
park,
here, don't you remember?
To get here?
Up the mountain.
it actually goes up the mountain, and you get a little lightheaded, and that's why Dan's laughing.
And the laughing gas.
I'll
that
be
And
happy
the laughing
constantly
gas.
stream through here.
Right.
Just a small amount, though.
If you remember
We want
the
you to be
old
awake.
days.
And, you know.
Small amount.
It's good Matt left now. It's going to take him a good 30 minutes to go down that mountain.
I know, and then the drive home. Oof.
Oh,
Then the
horrible.
drive home. Where does he have to drive to?
San Diego.
Oh my God. It's a good time to leave. Well, probably is a good time to leave.
It's actually a wonderful time.
What else did I
Leave,
bring?
think.
I
Whoa!
brought
Whoa!
Stuff.
I
Whoa!
brought some stuff, which is not to be sold or given away.
But we can look at
You
it.
can look at it.
Yay, looking.
So the other thing, since I'm pimping myself, is that
Apparently that's quote-worthy.
Are you?
I don't know.
Let's share that one up here because it's big.
Oh, coloring book. Nice.
So Color Ink Book, their
Whoa.
next edition is out
That is
within
awesome.
days. And so they've asked me before to do something and I never had an idea. And then they asked me again, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, whatever. And so they were like, we need 10 or 12 pages. And I was like, okay. I will do the Zodiac.
You're like, perfect, 12,
Yeah,
I'm
12.
in.
You know, it's, once again, how I like. So that's that's one of the variant covers.
Mm.
So they always do 4 or 6 covers or something.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh.
that's my version of the cover, which will be in color.
This is brilliant.
So then I did
That's right.
each of the thingamajigers.
Pisces.
Nice.
So cute. I'm going to need like 2 copies of this coloring book because I'm going to need color one and then Linda.
Okay. And as you can see from some of these, they do take, lots of work, not lots of work, but that was the first one I did, and that was the one that convinced me that I could do the project.
That's
This one?
Yeah, that was the one. I did that one. I was like, okay, Zodiac. Let's start with shit. And I just came up with that one. I was like, this is so absurd.
Do they still
See?
did they still switch the Zodiac? Is it a new? Because didn't they add some kind of a name? to
Nobody's
one of them?
adhering to that.
Did they not? Stick
They
with
did.
that?
I had not heard that.
Yeah, they added a 13th thing. But
Really?
like, nobody's...
I didn't know if anybody was really doing that.
Nobody... It's not legit.
That's sounds astoundingly dopey.
All of a sudden they found like a secret one somewhere and it changed everybody's like.
Muppet Guy would like to
signs.
know where to purchase it. You could go to colorinkbook.com.
Yes.
One of our wonderful decom partners.
And I think that they said they just picked them up from the printer yesterday.
Oh,
So
nice.
I don't know what kind of lead time if that
So who
means
knows what that means?
another week or 2 weeks, but certainly sometime in February.
Candy corn, I love them.
I love them.
That was my first original.
Candy
painting I
corn
bought
or
from Dan.
Capricorn?
And we got that painting at
Capra
VTM.
candy corn.
There you go.
Oh.
Done.
Oh. He's a wordsmith, folks.
And Muppet Guy, anywhere that carries DKE stuff, you can have them order it.
Yes.
'Cause DKE
Yes.
wholesales the.
Yeah, so they, wherever you normally find their stuff, but I'm sure it will take. That's all I brought of those ones. I guess I should have brought the whole thing.
No, it's a sneak.
It's okay.
They gotta
Oh,
buy
Yeah.
it.
sneak. Yeah, there you go. The Gemini is the Gemini is the 2 popsicles. So it's two popsicles. So then the other thing is we're going to do just a Mr. Toast coloring book for the show at Gallery 1988.
Oh, sweet.
And so
I'm so excited for
so-
April.
This
that
show's
one-
gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So they're going to, I think, hopefully, they're going to kind of co-sponsor it, and we have a couple little ideas about how we'll do that. Yeah, so we'll have a figure, and we'll have a coloring book, and maybe
500 paintings.
500 paintings, maybe something
Not
else.
exaggerating. There's going to be 500.
And so then the coloring book that we're doing for the show is going to be Mr. Toast around the United States and around the world.
Yeah.
Aw.
So that's him like with the Matterhorn,
Awesome. Also Disney related.
also Disney related.
Look at his shirt.
Shaky Bacon with a Hawaiian shirt. But as you can see, I haven't even erased the pencil on these, so this is
fresh.
And
Upside
then
down.
Upside down.
then the upside down,
Oh,
he's
that
drawing
one's
amazing.
awesome.
and then Easter Island.
This is going to give us something awesome to color at Thanksgiving.
Thanks. You guys do coloring at Thanksgiving?
We do.
Oh.
We do. It's exciting. Or Mother's Day.
And then this is the new comic we're working on.
Little Lost Ghost.
Oh.
Yes. So
Oh.
on Halloween, Mr. Toast runs across this little ghost who doesn't
What's
know.
he dressed up as?
Mr.
Mr.
He's
Toast?
a
Ghost.
little
Sheriff?
sheriff.
Mustache.
And so they have to deal with this little. So they have a little ghost living with them and.
So is
whatnot.
the ghost going to be a character? Maybe? Or do we don't know? We have to read the
now.
comic.
To read the comic.
We have to read the comic, folks. And
Yes.
I bet that's gonna. Is that gonna be out? towards the end of the year, by Comic-Con?
we have another one that's already done where it's Mr. Toast. Mr. Toast goes down into the underground where all the mushrooms live, and that one
That's for Brandon.
What?
that's for the mushrooms are yes they're a little nicer mushrooms in general.
Oh.
They're not
Brandon's out.
dickish fanboys. But so we'll probably have both of those out for Comic-Con for sure.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the plan.
Excellent, excellent. And of course, you'll come back to Decon later this year, right? See what I gotta put up with?
We might try and do something special at Decon this year.
Ooh.
I don't know what though. I have an idea.
You know, it's a 2-day event.
2-day event, and because last year, Color Ink Book, we did like the Mr. Toast wrestling drawing.
Yes.
And then people colored it all day, and it was really inspiring because I went over there at the end of the day, and they had like a whole wall of them.
Yeah, people were really into it.
People were really into it, and
we totally could have gotten that together earlier, which we should have, but...
you know,
Nah.
but you know, and you guys had all the SuckCon and all that stuff, or you know, which was all. It's neat to sort of have that kind of thing going on there. That's, you know, not just you can spend your money here. You know,
Right.
there's
There's some stuff to do.
there's some stuff to do, and you know,
We try.
some things for people to sort of absorb and take inspiration from. You know,
Yes.
I mean, we all love the shows and going there and spending money. We all love that, of course. But
Oh, I love it.
I kind of like, because like we had 2 stages this last year,
yes,
and it gives you something a little different, because like when you're walking around Comic-Con or WonderCon, you're, like you said, you're just walking around looking at stuff like what do I want to buy, or maybe who do I want to talk to, but it's mostly what do I want to buy.
sure.
And when you have somewhere to sit down that's a dedicated space where you can clearly talk to the people or see something presented, it kind of changes the environment around you a little bit.
Absolutely.
Makes it a little bit more accessible, I think.
Yes.
A little bit more friendly.
Yeah. And I mean, we did
me.
we did the toy makers panel. We did it. They did it at New York, then they did it at I guess we did it at WonderCon, and then we did it at
WonderCon, yeah.
San Diego too.
I only made 2 of them.
Yeah. I saw half of the one at New York, and it was great.
It was great. That room was packed.
It was packed. It was crammed to the gills. And, you know,
Packed.
it's nice to sort of spread your inspiration to people and sort of try and get them going, because, you know, there's a lot of people that have a lot of things to say, you know, and you never know where it's going to come from.
Like on the San Diego Comic-Con one where there was like 9 people and it was like, all right, we got to get through this one.
Yeah.
Gotta wrap this up.
we maybe had a little too much going on there, but...
Well, it's just I mean, you have such a limited time.
Yeah.
And
we
if you have
coulda
9
used-
people, everybody gets, 2 minutes.
Could have used another half an hour to take questions.
Absolutely. I do have to say, I think you and Sean were some of my favorites.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because when I did it, you saw WonderCon and the other one?
I saw
San Diego.
San Diego.
San Diego was the good one. I did it at
San Diego.
WonderCon.
I was not at WonderCon because it was the same weekend as the Lego convention.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we split our...
Yeah, at WonderCon
Resources.
I gave mine and I wasn't happy with it, so I went
Oh.
back and I made 3x5 cards and specifically wrote out, what I wanted, what my
Nice.
points were. And so it was a lot more focused and, I knew what I wanted to get to and what, where I could get my jokes in
Oh,
there
it's
or
perfect.
whatever. It went a lot better.
It was good, I thought.
Yeah.
Brandon, you saw.
What's
What?
that? Yeah.
You were at the panel.
The panel. Yeah.
Actually, what's his name one was his was the best. The guy that does the crazy big plush things with the buttholes, and
Cozy?
no, he's more of a fine artist sort of.
I actually hadn't heard of the guy before the panel.
No, I
love him so bad.
I just knew him from the panel, but
Crazy big flushes with-
Oh, what was his name?
and their teeth and they don't have eyes. God, I don't even
Yeah.
remember his name. But his speech was really good and very funny,
Yes.
and you could tell he'd given it a couple of times
yes.
because it was
Timed
right on.
well and
No one's ever gonna remember
knew it
his
was going
name.
to happen. Did you
Just-
say something's happening?
And we'll get some questions if he has anything to sell.
The only thing I brought were these two.
Look at instead of walking around the convention, they're like, bring the things to me to buy.
I brought 2 little watercolors, which we can sell or do whatever you want
Aw,
with. One from one Mr. Toast one, and a
adorable.
Hello Kitty one.
Can you get them both on there?
'Cause everybody loves Hello Kitty.
It says peace.
Carl
Peace.
left too early.
Adorable.
Open that
Love 'em.
Gary Ham inbox.
Oh, yeah, we have that to do, too.
No, yeah,
Is it too early?
It's too early. Let's wait till later.
George says it's too early.
You can sell these later or whatever. you guys want. It's fine
Is
with
anybody
me.
interested in these that's in the room right now? And what do you think? Should we auction or sell?
What do you?
'Cause don't
what do-
these
what do
usually
those
go
normally sell
for-
25.
25.
So
That is cheap for an original piece of art.
it is cheap.
Like, isn't Ted fun to hold?
It's I love this, whatever this kind of plush is called.
It's really soft. I don't know what it is. It's like
Ooh.
fleecy or something.
Yeah, it's like fleece.
Tater is interested. Tater, which one are you interested? No, not 25 for both. Come on now. So I think we should stick to the same price.
Okay,
Maybe
that's
we
fine.
could just do 25.
25 each.
25 each. So
Do you want to do 30 to cover the shipping? No,
25 is
25
fine. Tater. Yeah, Tater. Oh, Tater. Scruffy Nerf Herder wants Hello Kitty.
Should we have? I mean, do they want a bid? Because
Oh,
it looks
they
like a
both
couple
want Hello
people
Kitty,
a couple
uh-oh.
people want it.
Well, I can't give it to both of you. I wish I could. Does one of you want the Mr. Toast instead? Or if both of you want Hello Kitty, we're going to have an auction, a bidding war.
God, a bidding.
This is where the problem.
If only Ben was over here to run the auction.
He's gonna
Now it's a bit off.
get out his hammer.
Whoa.
Well,
It's getting adult in here. So Scruffy Nerf Herder and Tater, would one of you like to go 30? I like it's over your other glasses still.
that's one thing you learn when you wear glasses. You don't want to take them off.
You don't.
$10
and you're like
increments.
3D movies. Come on.
3D movies.
Smack. We'll do $5 increments.
Where Ben go?
Scruffy
Ben
Nerfers
go
in
over
for
there.
30.
Scruff's the
Scruffy Nerf. Oh, they both said 30.
Oh,
All right,
jeez.
35. Do I hear 35?
No, only one said 30.
It said Tater said I will.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so it's at 30. 35, anyone?
All right, Scruffy, Tater, have at it in the chat. 35? Question mark?
35
Tater's
for
at 35. Tater is at 35.
Scruffy.
And Tater in the back, 55, 35, 35, Tater.
Don't forget
I can't
the other
do
one
it.
is still
I can't
available
do
for...
that.
Oh,
for
Scruffy Nerfer
both
both
for
for 60.
Ooh, we don't have any takers yet on this. That's an attractive offer.
Damn
you,
Scruffy.
I think both for 60 might win it.
I think that might win. Tater, are you okay with both for 60? I want everybody to be happy here. I know that's weird, but I do.
They're thinking.
My wife is hovering over my shot. Hi, Mrs. Scruffy Nerfherder. Mrs. Nerfherder.
Mrs. Nerfherder.
Pulls out the wild
Not
card.
Scruffy.
All right, so we're
Tater
gonna
says
let both,
okay.
both for 60.
All right.
$60 they are going to use Scruffy. Yay!
Oh, wait, look at that. Somebody said 30 on Mr. Toast.
Oh.
What are we doing?
What? We can't.
Oh, the
You guys are giving me
tension. The
heartburn.
tention.
Heartburn. Oh no!
Wait.
You guys are killing me.
So just auction them individually?
Well, Tater said it was cool for Scruffy, and Scruffy already said the 60. I feel like we should honor it.
Well, I
Yeah.
think Scruffy's trying to.
He's selling
Just-
it for 25.
I think Tater's taking Mr. Toast for 25.
Wait a minute. What? I understand what I'm saying.
Tater, you can
Sorry.
have them both.
All right,
Alright.
so 60
All right.
for both.
Somebody needs to PayPal us. That's all
Scruffy
I
Nerf
know.
Herder, $60. Info at OctoberToys.com.
And if you
Just
want
put
to sell
Mr.
the other
Toast
one,
in
that's
the
up
Are you checking on that here, George?
in the notes on PayPal. And thank you so much, Dan.
Well,
Thank you so
I'm
much to everybody in the
very
chat.
glad that they both sold
This is
so quickly.
amazing. That's how we do. That's how we move
I
things around
guess
here.
so. It's, here it comes, here it goes.
So
Bidding
I know.
wars occur, and
Oh, thank you.
things get packed and shipped, and
I don't think I've ever seen you do anything in pink before.
I
I have. I'm sure you've done it. But I don't see everything you do, obviously.
I do, like, Valentine's Day, I usually do some heart things. Oh, things that are about love. Yeah, I used to be, for many years, Mr. Toast didn't smile. It was just, the
like
line
you.
across, and then at a certain point, I was like, Mr. Toast should smile because he's having a good time. He's
With
not,
his friends.
he's not the sort of stoic, blah, blah, blah.
You know what might be fun?
What might be fun?
We have a
Someone wants a Mr. Toast
DIY
sketch.
tricky here, which looks a lot like a cat. And we have some Sharpies.
Yeah.
Not into it? Hey, it's okay.
A couple of people want sketches, so I'll do a couple sketches.
Oh,
Sketches will be fun.
Which, yes.
that would be amazing.
We also can thank Jillian again. Every hour.
Thank
on
you,
the hour,
Jillian.
she's been donating.
Jillian is amazing.
Wow.
Jillian from Canada has been
She
donating.
fell asleep for 4
Just
hours
throughout-
and then made up for it with one donation to cover the hours.
Wow. That's
Sure, I'm
cool.
not dragging anything
Okay,
there.
now they're saying it's okay if it's split up. I'm gonna let, you know what? I see that several of you are interested. You know what we have here. If you guys want to split it between Scruffy and Tater, that's fine. Can you just work it out in the chat right there?
So
Like, can
one
everybody
of
play
them's
nice?
paying 35 for the. As long as it equals 60, we're good.
Right.
Because that's what we agreed on.
So if you both want to
Unless you want to go
do,
higher.
if you both want to do 30, or if one person wants to do
But
25,
sketches
one
will be
person do
$50
35.
Sketches will be $50 each. How does that work?
It's called exploitation.
Snooze, you lose.
That's what we. No, I'm just kidding.
Do we have any paper or anything?
Yeah.
We can arrange that.
Okay.
Oh, we can certainly
Oh,
arrange that.
yes. Oh, yes.
And we also
can.
need you, if you don't mind, to sign the banner that somebody bought earlier before you leave.
Which
I
is
have.
amazingly sold for $50.
No, well, it sold before anybody showed up. Like,
It's true. Next time we should remember to probably hold that product until
Till
the
the
very
end.
end of
yeah,
the show.
yeah, yeah.
Let's.
We'll do
God, I should have brought.
12 or something,
What
like
do you
something
need? I have
ridiculous.
something. Pencils, pens.
No, I just should have brought some better paper.
Is
Oh,
the
you want something?
is there a Mr. Bread as a younger version of Mr. Toast in a nappy diaper?
I have like nicer like presentation paper,
Yeah.
or I have a sketchbook that we could tear pages out of, kind of thing.
Yeah. What, is there like a? Why didn't I bring? Yeah, if you had like a sketchbook, just so it's a little
Give him some
more.
more options.
Little
We also have
less
Luke probably has a
to
sketchbook.
remind people that that's still
Yes, we do.
that.
So this is what happens when Luke Chu and Nathan Hamill decide to do a sketch together and like pass it back and forth.
Wow.
And this
I'm
happened,
trying to get around.
Jeez.
which is crazy. And it's got Luke's shopping list on the back.
What is Luke shopping for? Big soup bowl.
I think for ramen maybe.
Yeah.
White spoon
Spoon chicken.
and chicken. White spoon chicken.
Oh, those are the same. That's the same size.
Did you steal Luke's book?
Big soup. Oh.
Oh, I was like, that's awesome.
That's okay. Let me see.
Luke Chu, Nathan Hamill sketch, anyone?
And it's got nice tear out. And
Nobody's been on it yet. We're starting.
Scruffy, if you're...
Not
Oh,
good?
Scruffy's PayPaling for both. Awesome, no problem. We gotcha.
Hate working this big.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being so
Let me-
nice and
let me
civil
cut it.
about everything.
Yeah.
We love
Do you
you.
have you don't have a paper cut?
I
do you?
actually do. I love all you
Man
guys.
underscore
you have scissors?
UVB.
Do you have scissors? Just give me scissors.
Oh, Ben, Urban Vinyl Daily, asked about this sketch.
So hard.
It's here. Did Luke... Was
Thanks.
Luke
but I actually
promising
have a paper
anything
cutter.
No, that's fine.
on this?
No, we were just trying to get like just a starting bid of $50 for it.
Starting bid of $50. What did Ben want to know about?
if it was still available.
It is available.
That's
It is available
that
like
is the
Luke Chu
size
is for
that I like.
dates.
That's no, it's perfect. I'm good.
We're trying
I
to
just have to
auction
get
off a
these-
date with Luke Chu.
You don't have to do all those either. I was just stacking it so there's something to draw on.
Oh,
said it was
well,
for ramen.
It's too late now.
I promise we will buy Luke some ramen.
Gatio, what do you want to sketch of?
Oh. Oh ho ho ho.
Or who of?
He said I'd pay for that.
Those are about, oh, actually,
You want us to get, what else do we have that size?
oh, this is perfect.
We should prepare next time with like blank certain sizes of things.
I know, I should have thought of that.
Well, we should have too. It's a thing.
Would have been perfect.
I killed Skype and Steam. That helped. Oh. I bid 25 cents on that date with Luke. All right, Fed, I guess you're winning. You're winning on the Luke date.
No, Sleepy
But
Robot
you
was
also-
already at 100.
Oh yeah, she was at 100. That's right.
A date with Luke?
Still at 100.
She's still at 100. Okay, but does that... You're also paying for dinner? Does Luke have to fly out to Ohio?
Can it just be when you're out for designer con?
When you're out for Designer Con, can that be the Luke date? Toy break blank papers. Do you mean like rolling papers or like paper? Like...
What?
That was a guffaw if I've ever heard one. What?
I say.
Sounds like a Ben watch.
Like good man.
How do you know Guy?
That's a good question. I'd like to hear about how
How
you know
do
Guy.
I know Guy?
Because we have this really weird cross of, now that I know Guy, every time I say somebody or he says somebody, it's like, oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I know them.
I've known Guy for a long time. Guy collects cereal stuff,
Yes.
and I collect cereal stuff.
Ah,
And that's
that's a small world.
that is a small, crazy world.
Decon works.
So yeah, no, that's how I make my living, is selling cereal stuff.
Is it really? Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I'm was one of the big cereal box collectors. Still am, sort of.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So have you ever seen the book Crazy Kids Food? Didn't we talk about this at some point?
Yeah, we talked about this.
Crazy Kids Food?
I
We
feel
talked
like-
about
I
this.
feel like we talked about
maybe
this.
last
I
year, or
just
maybe
don't
you and
know
I
if
talked
was-
about.
yeah,
Have you
He
ever
was
seen
probably
Crazy
sleeping.
Kids Food, the
I
book?
don't think I have, no.
Oh. I had Sharpie, and now of course I've
I
lost
tell
it.
it's $25. I think it's a hard $50 minimum bid for this.
I'm
I mean,
Mr.
dude.
Kellogg's. No, I'm not Mr. Kellogg's, but
Look at that.
I am the co-author of a book called Crazy Kids Food, which is all about kids food old kids food.
Oh, Canada
So,
Skilla.
Funny Face,
Can't get used to
all
it.
the old cereal boxes. That's what I collect.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, if you go to my other website, you can see my whole collection. And this stuff's on Flickr too.
What's your other website? What's the...
TheImaginaryWorld.com.
Okay. Here it is. Crazy Kids Food.
Yes.
Is that the thrifty ice cream picture?
Yes.
Like a,
Yes.
is it?
Yes.
You know, the reason I say that is because we just went to
Or
Rite Aid, which is
So I
Eat it-
said,
eat it
let's
all-
go to
eat-
Thrifty's.
Eat
the
it
other
all.
night.
Eat it all,
Yep.
cone kid.
yeah.
And I introduced Ben to the best flavor in the world, which is chocolate malted crunch.
Mm,
I
okay.
never had that one.
And he had it the other night.
And is it the greatest flavor
Well,
ever?
you can decide. We have some in the freezer.
Nothing but good reviews on the book on here.
Well, yeah. What are there, 6 or something?
There's, let's see,
Oh, you have a Brandon,
8
the
reviews,
producer.
and all of them are good.
I'm getting a donut because they're just sitting
That's
in
awesome.
I know the one guy that gave me the 4.
it. Eating.
There's another cereal box collector.
Donut time.
He's a little bitter. He's got boxes. You have boxes he doesn't have or something.
Well, it's like in any world, everybody's sort of competitive. But yeah, so I've been selling off some of my collection and whatnot, so
Why are you selling off some of your collection?
so that I can do all this stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll sell stuff off to pay for projects and whatnot.
How did you start in the collecting of cereal boxes?
I've always was a comic collector as a kid.
Come in here, so it looks like we're talking.
I was a comic book collector as a kid, and then when I got to be a certain age, like when I was in college, the stuff I remembered the most was all the cereals,
You want to see that?
and one of the main ones being Freakies.
Right.
Freaky cereal, and so I wanted to find an old Freaky cereal box,
I like to
and so that just started me on a quest.
That's how it led to the...
Yeah, and so and Funny Face drink mixes, it's like Goofy Grape and
Yeah,
Freckle
yeah.
Face Strawberry and all that stuff. And so I collected all that stuff and have for the past 24 years.
How, because obviously that was before eBay and things like that, where it was easy. How hard was it to find the first Freakies box
Yes.
when you were looking?
Oh, I'm so
What did you have to do to get that?
Where did I get my first Freakies box? I don't remember where I got my first
Oh, that's
Freakies box,
exactly what
but
I need.
I did a couple things. One thing I did was there were people called refunders. What a refunder was it someone that saved all the things they bought for the box tops and whatnot, because companies would run these refund offers, kind of like coupons, but you'd have to have the stuff, like a certain part of a box or something, and then they would send that in and get 50 cents or $1 or something. And so I luckily found a couple of ladies that had filled trailers up full of old stuff and had a bunch of old cereal boxes
Oh my
and whatnot.
gosh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And these are sort of the pre-hoarder, hoarder. This back before hoarder was
Was
even
thing.
a word.
Yeah.
In that sort of context. So, and then there was a guy that was in charge of premiums for Kellogg's and Nabisco from the 50s till like 1970.
Okay.
And we bought a big portion of his collection, which was hundreds and hundreds of boxes.
Really?
So, it was like one of those things where you start as a collector and then you eventually become a dealer. And, I used to fly around the country going to different shows and setting up and buying and selling.
There's cereal box specific shows, or are
They're
they
toy
kind
shows.
Of, okay.
It was, and that was the whole funny thing about Decon is I used to sell in those same rooms.
Right.
It's the rooms we're doing shows in now. I was doing toy shows in the 90s and selling all vintage stuff.
Whoa.
But that, eBay sort of killed that whole world.
Yeah.
Just because, for a bunch of reasons. The main reason being it's just harder to get stuff now. It's
Oh, really?
In the
I
old-
think it would make it easier with eBay, but...
to sell.
Oh, okay.
If you're a dealer, the stuff sort of comes straight out of the basement and they sort of know what it is.
Okay.
and
Because they
they-
can just look it up now.
They can just look at them now.
Yeah.
So a lot of what I deal in is a lot more obscure and rarer and harder to get.
At like the height of your doing this, how many cereal kinds of cereal box? Like, are there just like hundreds of different kinds of cereal boxes?
there are
that
hundreds
you can,
there's a lot to collect.
Can
Somebody,
I jump in real quick?
Flake
Button Lab
magazine.
would like to donate 2 sets of 50 custom 1-inch or 1.25-inch buttons, buyer's choice, for the creative viewers of Toy Break. $15 or more donation to Toy Break. So
So
there's 2 sets of 50 buttons, custom. If you donate, $15 or over, just type,
custom buttons,
There
and
you
there's
go.
2 people can do it.
yeah.
Okay.
So
That's it.
yeah, with cereal, there's probably at the height I probably had maybe 2,000 boxes, I guess.
Wow.
Maybe more. I don't know.
That's cool. Did you collect any of the premium stuff too, or just? Oh, you do. So do you
Yeah.
have all the freakies and
I
things
mean,
like that?
yeah. I mean, I had at some point. I sold off most of my premiums
Okay.
a while ago, just because. I just kept the ones I cared about. Like, I have a set of freakies because
Right.
I had those when I was a kid.
what's the name of your book again? They're asking.
Crazy Kids Food with a K.
You could type it in on Amazon and find it.
Yes.
Go to the Toy Break link.
It's and you can buy it on eBay. So I've seen them sell for $2 on eBay sometimes. So I would buy one off of eBay if you can, because it's out of print, but they printed a bunch of them. I think
Right.
we did a couple different printings. I have no idea, but so in addition to the cereal boxes, I have a million other different any piece of food that they marketed towards kids, I collected.
Wow.
Yeah, the cereal boxes are the valuable thing.
Right.
A lot of the other stuff is not as valuable as the cereal boxes.
What is like the holy grail
Oh,
of the
good
collection?
question.
Like
Good
what
question.
is like every collector wants it. It's extremely hard to find, and once you have it, it's like the most valuable thing you can have in the collection.
There's not one thing because everybody collects differently,
No.
and
Like
so
for whatever
yeah. So like
likes
guys
are.
from that collect 50 stuff want certain things. Guys that collect 60 stuff want certain things. Guys that want collect 70 stuff.
What about your collection? Something that you just wouldn't give up,
What's your favorite one? I guess is what he's saying.
or what you consider the most valuable piece in your collection.
Do you still have your freakies box?
I still have a few Freakies boxes, but they made. I mean, there's a sort of explanation. It's like they made Freakies, and then they made Fruity Freakies
Right.
for a very short period, and then they made Cocoa Freakies.
That's mine.
Cocoa Freakies would be the most valuable
Because
I
they
never-
barely made any of them.
because they didn't make. They
Is that
made it
before
one time
Pebbles? Cocoa Pebbles and
After.
Fruity Pebbles.
after.
Do you have any Fruit Brute or Yummy Mummy boxes for sale?
No. And like a Fruit Brute box, there was a Fruit Brute box that sold recently that sold for like $5,000.
Oh my.
What?
That's a sealed box. It's
No,
still cereal in there.
no,
No,
it was
empty box of
It was an
cereal.
empty
Empty
box.
box, okay.
The cereal doesn't add any value
Okay.
because you
That's
don't want to
funny.
keep a bunch of old boxes of cereal because
That's just sugar.
the
Mice
mice
or-
will come
yeah.
and I had some Jello boxes that got attacked by mice and it was sad.
Jello? Really?
Hmm.
I don't think that in the cereal, it's the bugs that inside.
Bugs is the other issue.
Yeah.
Mice are bugs are the long-term issue, and mice are sort of the short-term issue with
Wow.
keeping food inside of anything.
I collected some soda cans at one point, and I had them.
Yeah.
It was actually
Oh.
while I lived
Tell me
here.
about your soda
They
cans.
didn't blow up, did they?
Yes, they did. I had them up on the wall up there
But-
in the kitchen there.
But explain the blowing up.
I didn't know that they had
So they
exploded.
leaked.
So they had exploded
They
all
went-
over the wall, but it was right behind a dresser. So
Like they were on the top shelf.
until I moved that dresser,
Yeah.
I didn't notice that there was soda had dripped down the whole wall into the tile on the floor. Like, yeah, it was not good. I didn't know soda cans exploded.
Yeah, they do.
So if you're gonna collect
I
soda
thought-
cans, empty them.
out. Empty out
I thought that
everything.
if it exploded, like the top would pop off or something. Like,
It did. I mean, it just went.
but it went back. Like it was
Yeah,
no
they,
sign.
it's just. I'm sure it's just a very slow
Yeah.
expansion.
Because in my head it would like spurt out on this roof and ceiling and.
So something to know if you're collecting food or drink beverages.
Don't keep this stuff.
Don't keep the thing inside.
That's unstable stuff. The other, the metal and the cardboard generally more stable. So yeah, so Fruit Brute box can be $5,000. So Fruit Brute is probably that's probably the consensus holy grail.
What is it called again?
Fruit Brute.
Fruit Brute.
It's one of the monster cereals, Frankenberry, Boo Berry, and then they made Fruit Brute in the 70s, and they made Yummy Mummy in the 80s. And
I remember Yummy Mummy.
I remember buying my first box of Yummy Mummy. I was camping in Lake Placid, and
Was
when we
it
were
Saturday?
on vacation, we were allowed to have sugar cereal.
Yep.
oh, nice.
So I got to go to the store and pick out and I picked Fruity Yummy Mummy.
Did you?
It was terrible.
Wow.
So like a Fruity Yummy Mummy box will cost you probably like $100 to $300.
Now, do you still
Not me.
buy boxes today?
If I could.
Because somebody,
When it's a good Mr. Toast year.
somebody said there's a new St. Patrick's limited edition Lucky Charms box in stores now.
I don't collect contemporary boxes
Ah.
because that is everything I collect is, tied directly to my childhood.
Right.
So like, but when I was collecting a lot of food stuff, and I still collect a lot of food stuff, a lot of it I collect based on graphic design and, beauty and whatever like that. And so now that I'm selling stuff, the stuff I'm selling is stuff that I bought just because it's wonderful and interesting, but it's not, there's
Doesn't
not a
hold
lot
the
of stuff.
passion for you.
Yeah, and I would rather spend the money on Mr. Toast stuff than, I have, it's just like you guys. You have a fair amount of toys,
Could say that.
if this disappears from your life,
Right.
you're not
Wouldn't
going to
notice.
shed a tear for every,
No offense, man.
No, I'm taking it.
And I mean, I'm completely compulsive myself about collecting. So it's, you have to, that was the great thing about all those hoarder shows. You watch them and the sort of system that they go through. They're like, if I took this away from you, how much pain would it cause you? And, when you're a collector, you don't like giving up anything.
Yeah.
You don't really, but you have to sort of realize that you
Put
need
that
to
perspective.
perspective. It's like I would rather have, 2,000 new Mr. Toast comics sitting in my house than, one piece of cardboard.
Right.
Hints and Spices asked how many hours are left. We have 9 hours left.
We're down to 9 hours, people.
We're down
Wow.
to 9
We got to
hours.
add some more. Let's add more
Oh,
hours. Let's add 5 more hours to that.
The
I'm
Monster
kidding me?
Cereal
Wow.
Castle.
We're
kidding,
no longer
I'm
in the
kidding.
double digits. We're in the single digit hours.
I've never had the Monster Castle. I had the Pals Vitamins Playhouse, and I still have a couple of funny faced drink stands, which
Life size cardboard monster cereal castle premium.
with mail away. So it would have been this cardboard castle. It's about this tall. That it's like a playhouse for a kid.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And then it had little, so it's like, sort of, it's all castle-like. It's a beautiful thing. Great piece, but I've never had one.
Wow.
Wow.
Have you seen one?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen one in person. I've seen them for sale.
Yeah, definitely.
They show up, and
It's crazy.
that's $500 item, $1,000 item, something like that.
So, when you say that you collect aside from the boxes, is it like also like, when do they start including the toys inside the cereal and stuff like that?
Oh, in the 50s. Well, the initial toys were all mail-aways. So all the little metal rings, the Orphan Annie rings and decoders and whatnot, that
Do you
was
have
all mail-away
those?
stuff. No, I don't collect that old-time stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then plastic premiums started sort of in the 50s and then became huge in the 60s and 70s. And I collect some. I mean, I used to collect all of it. I used to collect everything. But I've sold most of that stuff.
The plastic premiums with the toys inside?
Yeah. Most of the plastic stuff I've gotten rid of.
They were asking what else is still available besides the eBay auctions.
The phaser.
Was there? Were we supposed to be doing a sketch?
Yeah.
Is someone buying a sketch?
Someone wanted a sketch.
Well, wait, let's make sure that they're going to actually get the sketch before you.
Well, if we have a sketch, then you
What's
have.
the
I like what
old,
he's thinking.
That's true.
old Zero M toys?
Topper made a bunch of plastic guns.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Topper. So they were like, when the James Bond craze was going on in the 60s, all the different companies made stuff. Gilbert made James Bond attaché cases that had guns that popped out and whatnot. But Zero M was like another line that was sort of in competition with that, I believe. So yeah, so in addition to all that stuff, I was also a collectible toy dealer also.
Wow.
So
They're testing your knowledge. isn't
all
it?
of that.
Alright.
Yes.
Does he pass? Did Dan
Did I-
pass?
did
Yeah, I think so. I would say yes.
Mad
so
Max
there's-
says, yeah, it's really cool stuff, spy stuff.
So there's also the giant pony.
Oh yeah, the giant
That's
pony,
going right now.
the
There's-
Pokaiju
Pokaiju.
Luftkaiser. This is a sold out piece from the tag show just the other day, and this is you can bid on this. What's it at right
On
now?
the forum.
80, I think.
I think it's at $80 right now, and you can also bid on the forum for this here or on the forum is fine.
There's also the Lego phaser.
Lego Phaser. And I think this is at 95. I think this is at 95 right now. If anybody wants to bid on that,
And these are all going to go off between like 1 and 3 today.
yeah.
Mhm.
This comes out at the base too. You can
Ooh, fancy.
set it on stun if you would like to.
Yeah, that was
Keep it on kill.
one of the most interesting finds I made in a while. Was I found a bunch of actual a friend of mine found them and he sold them to me. A bunch of Star Trek used props.
No.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a good find.
He
Original
found
series?
no.
Well, I don't know.
would- next it's
Next
mostly
Generation?
like middle Next Generation and Deep Space
Space
Nine.
Nine?
Yeah, so it was like pads, some so a couple of the Major Kira's phasers,
Oh, yeah.
and it's great because they're just like these hunks of resin
Yeah.
that they paint. You're just like, wow, they're so clunky, but they're so sort of real.
Yeah.
And actually,
That's cool.
I saved some of the latinum, the
That's what
Ferengi money.
use.
So I was like, I have some like a little bag of latinum in my
Shut up,
one of my
George.
drawers.
Nerd break.
Isn't that what this is?
Aileen, she'll talk Star Trek with you for hours.
It's interesting to think about Star Trek. It's like
It is. You can just leave it at that.
you're kind of waiting for the next iteration. It may take another 5 years, but they're gonna put it back on.
It's
That's
always relevant.
that's why I love Star Trek way more than Star Wars, and why because the Star Trek universe is such a content rich universe, and Star Wars because they benchmark everything through feature films primarily.
Right.
You just don't that maybe the toy makers make a lot of content,
Right.
but it's like when I think about what I know about the Star Trek universe, I know a hell of a lot about that universe. Star Wars universe, I don't know anything about it. There's a Wookiee planet. There's these other kind of planets, but
You've never seen them. You never visited
yeah,
them.
you don't really know
That's
anything
true.
about them, and you
Unless
don't.
you become an expanded universe.
Yeah,
fanatic.
and
And read a lot of books.
so they have all that material is there, but you have
In
to sort of
books.
go searching for it,
Yeah.
and that's kind of sad because
Books and graphic novels. And
Yeah.
maybe they changed that a little bit with the Clone Wars, but
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit.
yeah,
I don't
a little
know.
bit,
Yeah,
not
but
much.
Still
Though. Yeah, you're
barely
still
scraping
limited.
the surface.
Yeah,
It just seems
What's
like
in
a
the books.
hugely wasted opportunity.
yeah.
You
I guess you're right.
you put a Star Trek show on there, and you're gonna, they're gonna make something like the Borg. You're like, oh my God, the Borg.
Amazing.
We have to, it's like that whole universe constantly has to deal with the idea of the Borg. In Star Wars, you're like, that universe, has to deal with the Trade Federation. Oh, the Trade Federation. This is what you give us, Emperor Palpatine. Like, oh God, please kill me now. This is not a character I want to revisit or spend any time with.
Versus Garrick, who you're like, I hate Garrick at first, but then by the end you're like, oh, he's a good guy. Kind of.
So that's my.
But they're real. They're like
That's
flawed.
my 2 cents on those two things. But Star Wars is so.
It's kind of hard to.
It's so
compare them.
visually rich. They spend so much time making what they have rich. Whatever. We should talk about.
Clone Wars cartoons.
Ben, Decon vendor booth information will go up next week as soon as Ben has it up.
Ben.
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 Oh, Ben. Oh, speaking of Oh, Ben, we have Oh, Ben t-shirts. $10. This is the only place to get them. They are not for sale anywhere else. We only have extra large. We might have 1 2X left, I believe. But we only have extra large at this point. So if anyone wants an extra large Oh, Ben t-shirt, they are $10.
Yeah, I need to take one back. I need to take one with me to Japan for Toma.
Oh, okay.
I think he said he wanted an extra large.
Well, that's all we got. So
Alright.
it's either that or we get some
It's Chef says,
extra
meanwhile,
2X.
he's wearing a Millennium Falcon shirt.
I'm not. Hey,
He didn't say he didn't like Star Wars.
I love Star
He said he
Wars.
liked Star Trek better.
I like Star Trek better a little. I saw Star Wars the first movie the first week it came out. So
Ooh.
we tried to go opening night,
Dang.
and there were all we
All
were
sold
just
out.
like, wait a second, we can't just walk into a movie at 7 p.m. opening night. No, you can't. And that was the world kind of changed right then.
Got a little
movies
sadder.
movies weren't like that before that. I'm old.
Star Wars. Oh, Hidden Spices, Trek over Wars.
What?
Somebody else was agreeing. Trek over Wars.
Now
You should draw, or you should sketch Star Trek related.
Oh, that's a good thing to
sketches.
mention right here. Scruffy Nuffherder has the Grimgord, the AP Pink Grimgord. So this is the flesh one, but if you want the AP artist color
It's like a hot pink.
hot pink Grimgord, they are up in his store, scruffynerfherder.storeenvy.com.
Ooh, both are great, but Trek is better than Wars. I didn't know we had so many Trek fans.
see. I think the truth of the matter is everybody loves both.
It's true. There's no reason. Not
There's
to.
no reason not to love both. I think fandom back in the old days when the Trekkies or Trekkers kind of were in conflict with everyone. Now fandom is such a part of everyday life.
Right.
Everybody in the world can
Nobody's
wear a
looking
Captain
down.
America shirt.
And it's cool.
It's cool.
So if you're a Trek fan, you should go back to our Halloween episode. I had a lovely costume on.
Are you doing any OFG
You
sets?
should sketch me a mushroom,
Just send that one with that one.
and I'll
Oh, okay.
Are
donate
you
some
demanding that?
money. And I'll donate some money, please,
A lot of
because I'll never ask you for a mushroom.
I'll never intentionally ask you for a mushroom. I may buy one. They're my guilty habit.
You have this weird relationship with mushrooms, Brandon.
The mushroom's cool.
Wait,
He annoys
he's,
he
wait,
annoys
he's
me.
cool now?
But,
Wait
but,
a
he's,
second.
but he's cool in his own
Brandon's complex.
sense. He's not as cool as Shaky Bacon, but he's cool in his own sense.
I've honestly, Dan, I don't think I've ever seen Brandon laugh as hard as when we were at Comic-Con and he saw the Shaky Bacon costume guy for the first time. It was
I know, he
Mike
took a
Pinhouse.
a video on his phone with it, came back to the booth, look at this. Showing the video.
Didn't show you anything else from the con. He was
No.
like, look, Shaky Bacon.
That's the only thing I think I saw out of your whole thing.
Well, that's good.
Original series and TNG are, for me, head-to-head. Oh, well, now that's a bold statement.
Removed the 3-person roll.
I like Star Trek Next Generation most of all Trek.
Oh,
X9
3 per
was my
person. That was for
favorite. I
the
go with
the
TNG.
Grimgords.
Did you answer about the OMFG? OMFG purple are up in the store. There's a link right above you if you're on toybreak.com.
Toybreak.com. I have to say DS9 is probably my favorite now, after having watched it.
Really? That's interesting.
Only the last, like, 4 seasons. The first 3 seasons of it
Those characters really grow in
are
themselves.
really hard to get through. But once you get through it, the payoff is worth it.
I agree, but I think it's so hard to compare like original series to something like DS9.
It's impossible.
TNG is
You
good.
can't.
Original series is like so. It's sort of
They're setting the
visceral and
groundbreaking,
like.
and they're setting the standard for what's going to be. They're making a universe.
So as a Trek fan, are you concerned that
I'm
with
always
Abrams is
I'm highly
doing-
concerned with anything J.J. Abrams does.
Can I jump in on this?
Well, do you know
Can I
what-
comment on this?
Are you concerned that he's going to be working on Star Wars and Star Trek, and that it
Now, is he
might
doing more Star Trek
Yeah.
after this one?
supposedly
Is he?
So
he's still
J.J.
signed on to-
Abrams is a charlatan.
a charlatan, sir?
Because
I love this.
I watched the new
Please
Star
don't
Trek
think.
film,
Do you want to get on the couch?
With his-
and I enjoyed it.
Hold on.
All right.
You gotta sit here.
A charlatan with his alabaster
So
skin.
I watched the 2009 Star Trek film, and I enjoyed it.
Uh,
And then I started going back and watching old Star Trek again. I realized he tricked me
how?
into liking that film
How?
with just the gimmicks, like the references back to the old stuff.
It's the little
But it
flair.
really takes a crap on what Star Trek kind of is, in my opinion,
By doing the reset?
by doing that kind of hard reset and just being like,
Because nowhere else
it's
has
a
that ever
dream,
happened.
or whatever.
Well, let's
Now there's the Nexus.
let's talk about the point I always make. The thing I think about is he goes in there and he destroys the planet Vulcan.
Yeah, see,
Okay,
Yeah.
you can't I mean,
Can't
well,
do
in the
that.
Star Trek universe, you can undo that, but they do it in a way that they're kind of like, we're going to stick with the planet Vulcan being destroyed.
Right.
yeah.
What do you gain by that? What is the universe? What is that? You know, it's like Guinan comes from a world that was destroyed by the Borg or whatever. You know, okay, that's fine.
You blow everybody's
But
mind right
but
off
you
the
don't have
bat.
any attachment to that.
You're
world.
like, whoa, I
Right,
can't
you
believe
don't
they
know
just did
Guinan's
that.
world. You're like, she's the only one you know.
Yes. So it does seem to be just like a look at what I can do with, you know,
Right.
I'm shaking the universe and Vulcan gets destroyed because I can do, you know, I have that. It's almost like, you know, my dick is this big, I can do what I, you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. And I mean,
No, Vulcan is not the same as Alderaan because you don't have
Alderaan.
years
We didn't
of
know
like
anything
build
about
up
Alderaan
with
before.
Vulcan and history and because it's featured like Vulcan is featured in
Bring
2 of the
us-
films.
Best words ever said. Bring on Joss Whedon.
For
You know-
Star Trek,
I would watch that.
I'd be game.
Of
Here's
course,
the thing,
He'd kill off a main character.
yeah.
What?
He'd kill off a main character. That's what he does.
Well, you could. I mean, you look at Avengers, which was fun, and it just was a bunch of set pieces, you know, which is great because you're not rocking the world with a bunch of set pieces. You're just sort of exploring the characters or whatever like that, you know. And I don't know.
And well, another problem to me is they never should have gone back in time. They should have kept going forward in time in Star Trek. They never should. Enterprise is good, but it never should have been made.
Well, how are you
It
going to
should've
bring
been-
back the classic
I agree,
characters?
but I like it.
Forward.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
But they
You already have the It's like you said, the universe is so rich. You already have the
The
universe.
whole
You create a
point
new.
was to get a brand new audience into Kirk and Spock and
With Enterprise or with the new
With the new movie.
Okay.
Right, but
They wanted-
that's the charlatan aspect of it.
But-
He's
but-
using that gimmick as a trick.
But to his credit, he accomplished it because there's this new crowd now that may not have been into Star Trek and is like,
Oh, Hints and Spices said, my friend went mental that they drank a Romulan drink in a bar before the Federation have come across them.
oh, burn! Well, the question the question is, do you want to continuously? Star Trek always before was continuously trying to build the universe forward. So
Right.
each new iteration, it's a new universe, and people resisted Next Generation big time. I turned it on the first time, and I was like, and then I didn't go back to Next Generation till they'd done a couple of seasons.
Which, if you watch it now, it is hard to get through, like, the first season.
First season, rough.
Well,
It's
that
good
could be
now when you know
said.
the characters.
That could be said with Next Gen
It can be
and
said with most
I mean
TV
with
shows.
DS9 and Voyager.
I agree
And
with
probably
I
most
still haven't
television
watched
shows.
Voyager. I
But
can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Not
I need
like
to, but I can't.
Voyager had other problems than.
Was Voyager the one, like, it was supposed to be the first...
Chick Captain. No, that's
No, Enterprise was
That's Enterprise.
was
yeah.
Enterprise was Scott Bakula.
Oh,
Voyager was the one where they get hurled like conveniently 7 years away from Earth, and it takes them 7 seasons to get back home. Well, it's more like
That's when
100.
you get
Yeah.
Captain Janeway and the female captain.
Yeah.
Have you seen, there's an excellent documentary, I think it might still be on Netflix, called The Captains, or just Captains?
no.
It's
It's worth watching.
it's worth watching, right? It's Kirk, what's his name? Shatner.
William
Shatner
Shatner?
goes around and talks to all the other captains
Oh my god.
and talks
What?
about their experience being in the Star Trek universe.
Tell me what.
And I have to
your
tell you,
experience
I would like to hear what you think
It's
after
pretty
it.
much as
But after
bad
you
as-
watch it, you're like, Scott Bakula's the only normal dude. You're
Wait,
like,
and-
he's the sane one.
Duh, because he did Quantum Leap, the most amazing show on television ever.
Let's just talk about Quantum Leap for a bit here.
You mean the most amazing show on television ever?
Yes.
Awesome.
He also did Necessary Roughness, so let's just
True.
focus on that.
Say that I peed next to Scott Bakula when I was skiing one time.
Shut your face hole.
In the bathroom, not like skiing down.
So
Did
so
you pee while you're skiing?
The urinals next to each
Oh,
other.
okay, good.
back to Ben's original comment. Am I worried about what he's going to do with Star Wars? A little bit.
Well, I think you're okay with Star Wars because it's like I said, it's a movie franchise.
Quill Wheaton.
Oh,
When in
Yeah.
my opinion, you had some of the Star Trek movies have been okay, or a few of them have been good, but that they've never sustained what's going on with through the movies. Is like the character, you take a Captain Picard, who is one of television.
Somebody linked this.
What is it?
Oh, the
It's Picard on the flute.
Oh, that's the flute one,
Yeah.
and that's the episode I think about. Here you take a character, you move him out of time, he lives an entire life, then comes back to that universe, and that subtle change I think about as that character was truly affected by that event, living another whole life, and then coming back, and that's
Which comes back in the storyline with Next Gen.
and you look at him, and he's such a great actor, he can act that. And then you look at the new Star Trek movie, with whoever, Chris Pine or whatever, playing Captain Kirk. Come on, you're never going to get any kind of depth out of a Chris Pine in a movie where he's jumping around punching people while he's flying through the air.
Oh,
Wait a minute, what about the rumors of John Noble being the new big bad in the Star Wars trilogy?
That would be good.
That would be awesome.
He would be someone I
I
would pick in
adore
a
him.
second to do something.
John Noble is the
Fringe.
guy from Fringe.
Who
The
chews
older guy?
up
Yeah.
the
And he's
screen
not-
every time he's standing there.
He's amazing. I mean, he domineers. He's the reason to watch that show. It's certainly not Pacey.
Hey.
now
I don't
well,
like
all right.
it.
Well, let me ask you this: how do you feel about the way they just changed the visual aesthetic of everything
On Star Trek?
Oh yeah, and do you think that will happen with the new Star Wars film?
I hope so. I mean, I loved it, and I think that was what Star Trek had going. The Star Trek movie had going for it was the visuals, because whenever you got the other Star Trek movies, for the most part, they some of those were so painful.
Lens flare.
Some like God, I don't
You
remember which one
like
it
the
was.
whole crazy lens flares?
Sure,
and-
I thought it was great.
Lens flare.
I mean, it's
Soft light.
it's good, but I mean, when you have so much precedent set before you of a certain
It'll
look,
be lens.
I mean, the thing about it is, if you look at the Star Wars movies, you look at the first one, Star Wars the movie. 4. that movie, when you look at it now, is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
It is.
It has this weird etherealness to it, and you feel like you're watching something on film, and then by, Return of the Ewoks, it's it's kind of rough. You love the Ewoks, don't you?
I adore.
Don't make fun of my Ewoks! Oh, my precious babies!
And I mean, from a
I
business
love
standpoint, you can
love
clearly
you.
see why they went that way at the time that they did.
But if
For
you
merchandising.
there you but I
It was
mean,
nice having you, Dan. You can. No, I'm just kidding.
just like as an artistic cinematography movie film thing, you compare 4 to 6, it is a world of difference. And that's why I think the whole lens flare and whatever, at least he's trying something with the Star Trek movie,
Like
as
the
opposed to
Fandom,
like
Brandon?
Malcolm McDowell standing on top of like this cheap ass thing that they've put up on top of these rocks, and it's hyper corny. You can get away with hyper corny on a TV show because it's on this screen with this resolution, but you put a lot of the
Right.
Star Trek movies feel like TV shows as opposed to movies. And he was trying to make a movie,
Yeah.
but I'm
Well,
more.
yeah,
right.
later ones. The
But-
early ones don't. The original crew, I don't think.
I mean,
Original series movies.
well, the first one you can't.
Well,
V'ger you can't talk about because that was
2, 2, and 3 though to me.
Khan.
The most underrated.
Khan
Star
was great. I
Khan was
thought.
great, and I personally think
Which one was
3,
3?
Search for Spock.
Oh, that one was good too.
I really enjoyed that.
But by like 5 and 6, they
5 is just unwatchable.
which one's that?
That's the one where Spock's brother, and they go to the center of the universe. And here's some really nerd out stuff for you. What seemingly takes like a few hours, technically should take 13 years for them to get to the center of the universe.
Movie magic.
Star Trek nerd, I'll admit.
You got to get it done.
Yes, Khan was good.
Khan was great.
Hippie Vulcans.
Hippie Vulcan. Oh yeah, he was a hippie Vulcan.
Well, I said Khan's supposed to be coming back in the next one, isn't
Well, that's
that?
what everybody's speculating.
Or he is a Khan
theory.
or something like that.
That is the yeah.
What was the fourth one?
The Voyage Home is where they go back to
There
this-
be whales aboard.
back in
Oh,
time.
the Whales one.
Oh, the whales one.
That's the one that they always show on TV.
It's funny.
It is.
It's
Scotty yelling at a mouse. Hello, computer.
Look, that's right.
That's great.
They changed the
That
past.
is one of my favorite scenes when Kirk walks in to get money for the bifocals. He's like, the great part of it is I'll get this present again. He's like, look at it all over again. That was brilliant. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
So my whole takeaway is, I'm more interested in 2 to 5 years if they do a new Star Trek TV show.
Yeah.
Where they
Well,
commit
there's
to that.
rumors that they want to do a Captain Worf series.
Yeah, I mean, go,
I would
do,
watch
To
that.
which
do
I
a
would
damn
be very
Klingon
interested
show.
to see.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We're on board for that.
Yes.
That would get me to turn.
Because if you
that
watch
on.
DS9, he really does become a really good character.
He does, and you don't
But-
get enough. I mean, TNG gave you the most glimpse into any Klingon
Yeah.
world ever, but like a whole show, yes.
Be
Yeah,
crazy.
I agree. They didn't do a BSG like Star Trek.
BS.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to.
Now wait a minute, they're
Liz
hitting a nerve
Flair.
here because that happens to be Brandon's weakness.
What? I like.
BSG,
Yeah, I do. I think that's a great television series.
the greatest television series ever.
One of them, yes.
Right after Stargate. Atlantis. Stargate Atlantis, is that the one? Stargate Atlantis? Is there one?
Defiant is awesome.
Stargate? Really?
No,
No.
I'm being facetious.
he's messing around.
I know. I missed the whole Battlestar Galactica thing, and I have to go back and watch it at some point. And I will do that. At
Think
some
about
point during my
Battlestar. If
life.
it would have went another season longer, it would have not as been as powerful and as good as it was.
Well, did you watch the Cappadocia or whatever it was?
Okay. Yeah, Caprica.
Caprica?
Yeah, that
Was really good.
it was good, and they had it was good. Had they been able to do everything they wanted to do, I think it would have been a good series. But I think they miscast that main chick as the.
She didn't bug me that much.
And I haven't seen Blood and Chrome yet. Actually,
I still
Blood
haven't seen that either.
Blood and Chrome comes out on Blu-ray like in a couple weeks.
Torresani was a hot toaster. Is that the, I assume that's the person that was in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say I'm actually glad I didn't watch BSG when it was on TV because I don't think I would have liked it week to week very much. But watching it like piled up next to
It's
each
one of
other,
those things.
you're like, yeah, I'm in it.
I was watching somebody was talking about how, you know, you can absorb shows like, you know, you can watch 13 in a row now.
Yeah. It's like
And-
reading a book or a novel or something. You just go through it.
And if you do something like these shows are now, where it's like, you know, they're it's not episodic, it's plot driven.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and plot takes place over 13 or 20 episodes.
It's pretty fantastic.
It's a little harder to you know, invest that week to week, considering
It
how
is.
many shows you have to keep up with. You know, it's like the final season of Fringe. You're just like, so what's going on with the tapes and
Dude,
the
I-
this and the oh my
and then
god,
this mid-season breaks that they keep it, and I was like, where are we in Fringe?
you know.
And that last half of the season, I was like, we just have to watch these because I just want to get this show over with.
You kind of felt that way. It's
Like
kind
I've
of
invested
sad.
how many 4 years or whatever. Like I gotta just get rid of this show.
It's kind of sad. You're just like,
I have to say,
I'm a
one of
little
the
lost.
worst. The ending wasn't bad, but that last season was terrible.
What show?
Fringe.
Oh, I haven't.
Ooh.
Other than John Noble, again, reason to watch.
Yeah.
And actually, the stories were good up until that last season, and then they like veering off because freaking J.J. Abrams. I was tricked.
Charlatan. A charlatan.
I say.
Oh, now we can talk about Doctor Who.
Oh no.
Shall we? Original or new Doctor Who? Which Doctor do we like?
I'm behind
10?
like 3 seasons, so I
You're
can't
behind
really-
3 seasons.
No, you're not. You're behind one season.
No,
You're
I'm at least behind 2.
You're behind 40 years.
maybe.
So.
No, I've watched some of the original.
Yeah, I missed like the first 60 through
Have you watched
2000.
any of the original, like 63?
You mean John Pertwee and all those ones?
I don't know the names of the Doctor. I mean, like, the first
There's an
Doctor Who
episode
was
with
so
the
slow.
mechanoids.
Oh, yeah,
Have
they're
you
very
seen
slow.
Oh,
The
gosh.
mechanoids.
that? They're like these round spheres almost. Are these? What's the thing at Epcot? That kind of ball that looks like it's at Epcot.
Oh, you mean
I thought it was
the
called
Epcot Center.
the big sphere?
Yeah, the ball.
Yeah, it's like a sphere, but it's like
It has
made
a
of
name.
triangles or whatever.
It has a name.
Oh, it
It's
does?
called the Epcot Center.
I thought it was the Epcot
Is,
Center.
isn't there?
Yeah.
There's no name for it. Doesn't have.
No,
one?
it's called
There's a ride
Epcot.
inside of it. It's called Epcot.
No, but
Experience.
there's a term for that type of sphere.
Okay, round.
Golf ball.
Anyway,
Epcot sphere.
there's a
Sphere
60s
of
episode
Epcot.
with those things. They're interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're big. They're like Dalek size.
Yes.
Watching the old Doctor Who's. I mean, I grew up on the Tom Baker,
Right.
and I went back and started rewatching some of them. Yeah, they're not as dynamic.
Hard to watch because they're just like there's editing. It seems to me that editing on those shows wasn't as refined,
Oh, sure. Of course.
obviously, as it is today. So it's just like stuff just drags out way too long.
But the special effects were amazing, right?
They're some good monsters. They're okay. they had a decent design.
Polyhedron. Polyhedron is
Polyhedron.
yes.
Huge.
Yeah, that is the correct
Don't-
But still, Quantum Leap kicks
Thank you,
everybody else's ass, right?
Okay, let's talk about Quantum
Are we
Leap.
talking Quantum Leap?
80s.
And we're gonna talk Back to the Future.
Nice.
Are you going to talk about the inconsistencies in the time traveling Doctor?
No.
Yeah, let's discuss
What
inconsistencies in
There's
Back
no
to the Future.
inconsistencies. I don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
one, Jennifer just looks so different from
They have a
one
whole
to
special
two. I mean,
features
Well, look,
on the Blu-rays.
It took 10 years to make part 2 from part 1.
Did it take 10 years?
Yeah,
Just
it was-
about?
It was just about 10 years. I think the first one was released in 85, and part 2 was released in 95.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Did not realize that.
not really
One
good.
very interesting question I tend to bring up,
Go ahead.
inconsistency, is
Go on.
if
Uh-huh.
in Back to the Future 3,
Yeah.
he gets there, right, runs out of gas,
Yep.
why don't they just go get gas that's in the DeLorean that's in the cave?
What do you mean?
Doc Brown goes back in time with a DeLorean, puts it in the
Right.
cave for Marty to find, right? Marty goes back in time with a
Why didn't
DeLorean.
you put the DeLorean earlier?
Why didn't he just go back to the first DeLorean and get the gas out of it
Because if he screws around with the first DeLorean, then what's going to happen is that Marty would never make it back. It's actually really smart how they took care of a lot of the things, and there's like theories in the by Back to the Future like fans that the flux capacitor controls. It's like a really smart device, and it actually controls when Marty should and shouldn't go back in time. Like the whole thing where when the car's not starting and the flux capacitor is not working.
Really?
There's like theories about that whole thing. Like the whole thing in part 1 where the car didn't start until like a certain moment.
Wait, is this this is theories that this is what the writers had in mind
Wheel of Fortune.
when they
Well, the
theorized.
fans, there's all kinds of things.
Right.
But yeah, he can't take the car out and then pull the gas out. No, he can't do that.
Sputtered too many times.
Why not?
You can't siphon gas when you're in cowboy
He
time.
can't. He can't take the car out because he knows that if he takes the car out and screws around with the car, there's a big possibility he would cause a time paradox, and the whole
Wait a second.
the car wouldn't then be available. Marty wouldn't be able to go back and get him, and it would just cause a massive problem. God,
Day with
It's
Toy
like you
Break.
weren't even watching the movie.
were you watching the same movie?
Did they ever talk about time paradoxes in those movies?
I think
No, wait,
I think Doc did say like it would cause because he says if you run into yourself
Go
that's
across the
here.
streams.
Exactly. In part 2, Doc tells Marty that you don't want to run into the self, the yourself that's already here, and I don't want to run into the self that's already here because if we like run into each other, it'll just cause a huge paradox. Some kind of like, like why are you here? What's going on? There's 2 of us and there's 2 of you, and
Okay, here's a question.
yeah.
So when older Biff goes back into time to take the almanac to younger Biff,
Yes.
right? How does older Biff get back to the current future? Once the second he gives him the almanac,
Well,
shouldn't that future...
They
just
actually
automatically-
show him in part 2. He barely makes it back. He comes back to the future, and he is like literally like fading away as he's like coming out of the DeLorean. That trip is quick. It's time travel, baby.
It should be instantaneous. It should be when he goes back and does that future doesn't even exist
He
anymore.
has to make there's
but the flux capacitor keeps that from...
no. There's a certain period of time between the time that he gives Biff the almanac and the time that Biff actually starts using the almanac to make money and to cause that change in the future. Just enough time for him to make it back. I mean, there's all these things.
I believe you.
There you go.
I believe you.
Yeah, that's right.
Skewed off.
It's time travel.
The My Little Pony is up to 270.
Nice. Well,
Would you like to hop... Yeah, you're...
I'll jump in. Sure. I think Caro said that My Little Pony, just so you guys know, that My Little Pony's worth about $400.
They start at 400. That's what it costs to make.
JJ is working on a new Back to the Future. No!
Oh, thanks.
There you guys go.
That's awesome.
There you
JJ's
go.
gonna fix everything. Oh God, no!
Apparently Dan wants to end the arguments here, so there's
He's gonna fix all the universes. He's gonna come back
there it
in. He's gonna restart them all, man. He's gonna do back.
What
to the
we're gonna do
Future.
is we're gonna cause some lens flares, and then
that's-
Marty never goes back in time with Marty, but instead with Doc. But Doc actually kills him.
Hillsdale gets destroyed.
Right. We'll just start over.
Would you be excited if J.J. Abrams did a Back to the Future?
No! Don't you dare touch that, charlatan!
Well, maybe he'll take over Goonies. Do a new Goonies.
Don't you dare touch those movies.
Ghostbusters.
You know what? I really do hope. I don't hope J.J. Abrams does Ghostbusters, but I do hope that they make a part 3, because
The Ghostbusters, they have a script, don't they?
they have a
I
script,
think
but
Bill
they
Murray signed off on it.
Isn't
supposedly.
one of them dead?
Bill Murray first said that he would do it. He would do it if they allowed him to come, only if they wrote him in as a ghost. He didn't want to be a Ghostbuster. He wanted to actually be a ghost. And they're like, okay, we'll do that. And then supposedly he changed his mind and said, no, forget it. I'm not doing it at all. And then supposedly they rewrote the script. They gave it to him, and he's like, okay, fine, I'm in. There's a new movie that just came out this weekend with Bill Murray.
What is that movie? It's a Roman Coppola directed it.
Yeah, some
and
kind
you're
of
just
like...
Really? No one has spoken a word
Yeah,
of it
it's
that
like,
I could tell.
What is this thing?
There's like, who else is... There's somebody else, a real name in it, another real name.
I don't know, but it's like...
Let me look it up.
Yeah, you're like...
It's one of the things that I like this week if you go to my Facebook, George. Or you can just go to IMDb.
I'm just gonna go to IMDb where they tell me all the facts.
You're not going to trust Ben's blog? That's where I always go for all my news.
Just go to my Facebook.
Oh, where's the crazy cop that's hunting all the other cops? Let me check Ben's blog.
Oh, wait, you're not talking about the Charles Swan movie, right?
Yeah,
That's
Charles
it.
Swan the Third.
Oh, yeah, that looks amazing.
What is it? What is it?
Craziness? It's one of, isn't it,
Mad Max Back in Time?
No.
I didn't realize it was Roman Coppola. Alright, it's, Jason Schwartzman, Bill Murray, Charlie Sheen, everybody, like, a ton of names.
Yeah.
I thought it was another one of the, what's his name? That Schwartzman's always in.
Who's
The
the...
Bottle Rocket dudes.
Yeah, who's the director of that?
Oh, that's Wes Anderson.
Wes
I
Anderson.
thought it was a Wes Anderson movie.
Oh, did you see the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen the
Oh
trailer.
yeah, like people have been passing around this trailer for a while, and that's why I thought it was a Wes Anderson movie. It looks like a Wes Anderson movie.
That's that's the impression they're sort of giving.
What,
But
so
Roman Coppola,
Disney's
you
gonna
know,
make
could
it
be
with
interesting.
everything he was?
What else has Roman Coppola done that I
Really?
would know?
No? Okay.
He's gonna make a new Ewok movie.
Mad Max does Debbie Dallas. Okay. I didn't even. You don't even really think that the Debbie Does Dallas is still like sort of a relevant sort of
Reference?
reference. That's a reference. From when
Debbie
I
Does
was young.
Dallas.
Wow, Roman Coppola hasn't really even directed anything.
He hasn't actually done
This
anything.
is like his first movie.
He's been waiting for Bill Murray to become available.
He must have done. I mean,
I just wish they'd
He did a
fix
Green Day
it. The
video, a
graininess
movie
is
video.
shocking.
that's it.
Oh.
Something called Stop for a Minute.
Not surprised.
A video documentary on the work of director Spike Jonze.
Update on the fundraiser. How's it going?
I haven't really done anything.
Update on the fundraiser. I will give that
Second
to you
unit director on a couple
momentarily.
things.
Yeah.
We'll give that to you momentarily.
The Darjeeling Limited was one of those things. He was second unit director.
Oh,
So, he might
okay.
have
So
caught a
there
lot
you
of
go.
That style from that.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think those
Oh,
guys
and the
are
Life Aquatic.
those guys are all friends or whatever.
Okay.
He's part of that whole process.
He's in that critic.
You know, as is the
May burn
sister
your
too. I would
fingers
assume.
when you touch
Yeah.
it, but,
He was second unit on
Acid.
Virgin Suicides and Lost in Translation.
Oh,
So
okay.
he comes from that world.
Yeah, so
that
he's-
film night.
so-
So I'll probably enjoy that movie. Then I'll go see
Could
it.
be interesting.
So what's the story with the sketches? Are we
Whoa.
selling those
Whoa.
or? Whoa.
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 Whoa. Ben?
Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Wow.
$400.
We're at
We need some new donations.
everybody. We are at $4,945.
That seems pretty good.
We are going to surpass the $5,000 goal by the end of
Amazing.
this because we have so many things happening at the end of the show.
All the
Still
good
have
stuff
the,
comes at the end.
Oh,
Plus, this
that's what
isn't
she
even.
said.
Yeah.
So speaking of
Yeah,
money,
that'll
we
be-
have some sketches here. So
Alright, dinner's on toy break.
do you want to do a sketch and a card?
And a card, yes.
A sketch and a card. Okay. Cool. So first sketch we have here. What do you think is a good price to sell sketches at?
10,
$10.
and you get
Right
a.
on the,
That one's bent.
$55 a minute,
Okay.
and I'll do the Dora dance. If only I knew it.
And they come with the Mr. Toast Art Hustle card with the special gold seal something.
Will you
magic.
sign those for
Oh,
people?
that's a good idea also.
So first up we have Shaky Bacon.
How many people we got, George?
Then we have
70.
Mr. Toast and is that Lemon Joe or
That's Joe.
Egg Joe?
That's
Egg Joe.
Joe the egg.
Joe.
Joe the Egg.
Really, Ben?
Sorry,
Thanks, man.
I was.
good
Hey,
to have
I've been
Good having a friend like you.
We know who does the real work at G-Con.
Whatever.
Hey, I've been up a while.
Mr. What's his name? Mr.
What's,
Brad?
What's going on?
Brad Dude? Brady
This
Dude?
is
Freddie Bread?
Toasted bread, Mr.
Freddie the Bread? What?
Freddie
What's his
the
name?
Freddie the bread.
walking puddle. He looks like a puddle. Is he a puddle?
It's a puddle. It's a puddle,
What
right?
is that?
How do you say
Oh,
Mr.
Dan,
Toast
these
in
are
Russian?
Is this your new character?
Find the egg.
You know, I hate you guys.
Oh,
No, not really.
bullying is not funny.
It's not funny. Actually, it's kind of funny, but
What?
when it's done amongst friends.
Bullying. We all have to stand up against bullying.
Yes, you're right.
Jeez.
Let's stand up against it.
Let's make a point of.
To stand up against bullying, donate $10 for this sketch.
Right. So,
So there's just a Mr. Toast Howdy,
yep,
Mr. Toast and Joe, and a Shaky Bacon.
there you
You
go.
just say which one you want.
$10 for a sketch with a card, and the eternal gratitude.
I'll take the
of-
Mr. Toast and Joe, please. Okay.
All right.
So that
Toast
one
and Joe.
is
off
taken.
the table.
Please make sure to send PayPal.
PayPal and tell us which one it's
Info
for.
at October 12th.
Right. info@octobertoys.com.
But if he says it here, then other people know not to.
Which
like,
one's it for and what's it and
Right.
what's your address?
Yes.
So give us your address,
Thank you, producer.
which one it's for, and then PayPal the money.
Beautiful.
Oh, stop poor Ben. We love you.
Comes
Thank
into the way
you.
and stops
Thank
the
you.
bullying, then.
This is not the traumatic childhood you had. Don't want to replicate that every minute.
That's a pretty
But
good
if we don't keep
childhood.
Ben in check, who will?
That's true. Could
Crack
be
the
a,
whip.
He runs wild all day long. and
All
he's
He runs
here,
wild.
and we have to put him back in.
That's
Right.
that's where he went when he went outside. He stripped off all his clothes
It's
and
like,
was running down the street. Ah! And he comes back
To
in.
see that
and I'm like, hey everybody, how's it going?
I let off some steam out there, among other things.
Cold.
So there's still a Mr. Toast and a Shaky Bacon available.
Mr. Toast and,
And don't
Shaky
forget they're
Bacon,
coming with AP Art Hustle cards. What?
which has been in my little bag here for
Specifically for this event.
yes,
There you go.
specifically video footage. Okay, we're gonna hit the streets now. We're gonna do a
Okay, this is paid for.
Has Howdy been taken? Howdy?
yeah. So give him the card.
The
all
Mr.
those.
Toast with
Yeah.
Howdy has not been taken, Tater. If you'd like that one, tell us. We'll pull it off to the side for you, and all you need to do is PayPal.
Oh, they wrote "I'll take Howdy" up there at 8:22. Two whole
Oh,
minutes
okay.
ago. So PayPal 10.
All right.
So we're down to just
Tater,
Shaky
we're-
Bacon.
Cool. Tater, you know the drill. info@octobertoys. $10 even.
Oh, Tater.
They're not taken till they're paid, people.
But they're paying
Wow.
and then they're paying.
Just
Man.
let them know.
He's like a cruel
I am a cruel
taskmaster.
taskmaster.
He is a cruel taskmaster. Wow.
They're gonna start calling you Grumpers again, George.
You will pay.
I gotta earn my grumper's name.
Grumpers.
We will set the collection agency upon you.
Yeah, because I'm the only cruel taskmaster here, George.
You are?
Gatio
Uh,
can't find the
Info.
address. What's the PayPal email?
Gatio.
Info at octobertoys.com. Info at octobertoys.com.
Info@octobertoys.com.
We'll spell it out for you right now.
INFO.
Oh,
So you
OC,
have it.
just like the month. OC.
There it
Oh,
is.
There we go.
October.
Oh, look at that.
Make sure to include the shipping address where you'd like that sent to.
Why do you draw Mr. Toast and Bacon? Why do I draw Mr. Toast and Bacon?
He
Why?
loves
Because he
breakfast.
needs to pay his bills.
That's it. It's funny because I do need to pay my bills. It's funny, you get asked the question, why do you do Mr. Toast? And I would always go, well, let me tell you my life story. And then at a certain point you realize what you say is because it's because I love breakfast, and that always gets a laugh.
And it ends the question.
And it ends the not that you're trying to shut the person up, but you want to give them something, which is not, let me tell you my whole, first I was as a child, But
George, everyone says you need a Snickers.
Wow. Have I seen Breakfast Princess in Adventure Time? Yes, I have.
Yeah, because he's hungry and he's acting like a diva and all the.
What celebrity is he?
I don't know.
Is he Charlie Sheen? Is he? 'cause he
If
has to
George
turn
is a
into some
Grumpers, what celebrity would he be as
Jonathan
a Grumpers?
Winters.
Jonathan Winters. Can I be that one?
Sometimes I think Gary Busey with the way he talks.
Whoa!
Whoa, Gary Busey.
Jeez.
That would be hilarious.
I know.
They're pumping him up for the Celebrity Apprentice. That's for sure.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yes, they're doing because he was on the Celebrity Apprentice and
God.
he was
Abe Vigoda.
out of his Abe Vigoda.
Jillian from Canada.
Jillian!
Name most said on Toy Break Live. Jillian from Canada.
Possibly on regular Toy Breaks. too.
Winner.
Wow.
Has never donated for anything.
I feel like
Just
we should
keeps
give her
donating
something.
stuff. Just
I
once
feel
an
like
hour.
we need to give Jillian something at the end of this.
Something. At least a button.
Well, obviously.
And a high five.
We'll send Ben up there.
We'll send Ben
Steve
up there.
Buscemi?
Steve
Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi. That would be funny. So, why Mr. Toast? I don't know.
Why did you draw it back in college? What was the? Did you? Because you said you
Here's
started
on
that one
drugs.
back in college, right?
You know,
what was he originally for?
Actually, the very initial inspiration was, I used to like go through the newspaper when because the newspaper used to be this sort of content engine that was very, we didn't have the internet back then. So, the newspaper, you'd be like, oh, this is interesting
back in
because
the
it was all sort of new and, every day that was where you get information. And one time I was flipping through there and there was a picture of a guy dressed as a piece of bread for one of the bread companies standing by the side of the road in costume, waving.
Right.
And so I just did a little drawing off of that. And I called him Mr. Toast, sort of based on the whole sort of advertising character thing,
Right.
Wow.
And then when I thought about it more, it was like, no one's ever going to have a character that's a piece of toast as advertising because they sell bread. Nobody sells toast. I mean, a diner
Right.
sells toast, but
Right.
They don't advertise it.
so,
true.
there was no sort of conflict of, there already being a primary toast character that had been, like Mr. Peanut. You can't really do another Mr. Peanut kind of
Right.
taken.
What if you do a Mr. Peanut Butter?
Nobody said anything.
Then he'd be a jar and it would be a very different character.
That's true.
Or a blob.
That would be
Or a blob.
hilarious. Ooh.
So
I like
it
it.
sort of came out of that whole sort of advertising product, character product.
It's actually pretty funny to think of. You can't go to the store and buy toast. There's no need
There's
for
the little-
a Mr. Toast.
There's the little whatchamacallit, sort of toast crackers, Melba
yeah.
toasts.
Yeah, little Melba
They're like
toast.
fake toast, though,
They're sort of fake toasts.
right?
They're
Yeah.
not the right size.
Yeah.
But if you did a PVC line of toasts,
George
you'd have a
is
little Melba
Wilford
Mr.
Brimley.
Toast.
You actually would have a little. It would be almost Melba sized. Yes, that's absolutely true.
George, Scruffy Nerfer says you're Wilford Brimley.
I'm fine with that. except
Diabetes.
That means
Eat,
he loves Ewoks.
eat your Quaker oats and beat people because of your diabetes.
And don't forget to hang out with Ewoks.
And hang out with Ewoks.
What? Just because of his look, you're equating him to Ewoks? Is that?
No, he
what-
was in the Ewok Adventure. He's the dude. Star Cruiser, crash, crash.
You mean the
He
cartoon?
wasn't in that one.
Oh, well, yeah.
What's the Ewok Adventure? Is that the
What?
cartoon?
You've never seen the two Ewok Adventure movies?
Oh my
Movies?
goodness.
Yeah, the movie, Caravan of Courage.
What is that?
It's Wilford Brimley's CD.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wilford Brimley.
You
I'm
guys
old
didn't-
fashioned.
You didn't know which started
I'm old
here.
fashioned.
So wait a second.
Eat your Quaker
So-
oats.
So they made Ewok like live action.
You just blew
Star Wars,
somebody. You just
and
blew
are
all
they
their
direct-to-DVD or
minds.
something?
George
Were they-
for the
I
win.
think the first Ewok movie
Most
was in
obscure
theaters.
thing on Toy
The
Break.
second one was definitely like straight to VHS.
But it was a cartoon or it was real?
No, live action.
Was
Live.
like-
Actually,
really?
real wicked, real, and it's kind of dark. Like,
In their
They're
little
like-
caravan?
well,
Like
it's
they
not-
get hunted and put on spits and things?
Yes.
Why would somebody have that?
Yes.
This is the question, George.
Why?
Has anybody ever done like Predator versus
Katrina.
Ewoks?
I've seen a Predator Ewok mashup.
Okay, good.
actually.
Oh my
If
God.
you saw that in a store, you wouldn't buy that? Wilford
No.
Brimley?
No, I
you buy
wouldn't.
that.
No.
Why would you buy it?
I would not buy
Well,
that.
no. The real question is how often does that go into the CD player?
Oh, I never.
Well, then
Let's set it up right now as background
I don't know if
music.
Any CD goes into the CD player.
I mean, I could definitely
Do we
put
have a
auction
CD
off the
player?
CD.
well let's put
Yeah.
it this
I want to see
way.
auction off the
Start
CD.
auctioning off
Oh
CDs.
God, what? Oh no.
Is-
No, you can't get rid of that one.
Are these things on your iPod?
And the wrestling.
Well, I have 'em on,
Oh,
on
so
iTunes.
you do listen to it.
Yes.
I put them into my computer and put them
He
in
doesn't
MP3.
listen to them.
Oh, okay.
For comedy's sake, like right now, I would put it on because it's funny.
Are you kidding, people? You're okay with Hulk Hogan having a CD,
Better than acid,
but
cool
not
shit, hell yeah.
Wilford Brimley?
Dude, the wrestlers made a lot of awesome albums back in the day. The WWF wrestlers.
I think we need to give now $1 to Hulk Hogan for putting that on the show.
Oh,
He
God.
owes us
He
money.
could
We
use
just
it.
pay. We just advertise for him.
I want to be a Hulkamaniac is my jam.
Oh
Scruffy
my
Dirk Curtis says.
All right. So on the forum, someone wrote and asked if we would talk about the Doctor Who Dunnies. They're not Dunnies, but whoever, like whatever they're
Oh,
called.
the new ones that are
The
coming out
little
from Kid
minifigure
Robot.
sets.
Isn't it Kid Robot doing them?
It's not Kid Robot. It's
not?
Forbidden Planet, I believe, is doing them, and they're sculpted by, or they were designed by Matt Jones, Lunartic.
Matt Jonas.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Huh.
Matt Jonas.
The guy that does the teacups. So what do you got? Have you seen them? What do you think of
Let's
them?
get
There's a
You
there's a
wanna talk
picture
about them?
right now in the chat room.
Somebody needs to click.
Click
Oh,
on
here.
that.
I'll click in here.
Well, he could bring a picture up on the screen so everybody
Oh.
can see him.
No, that's not it.
Nope. That's Matt. Is it Matt Max?
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
can somebody put a link in the notes? Oh, that's rad.
Lunartic.
Oh, that's just.
Doctor Who
Science.
Titans.
I personally dawn. Dan, you should draw Jimmy the Whale.
Jimmy the Whale.
Say your prayers and eat your vitamins.
Uh,
Shadow Master.
Donkey Kong,
Donkey Kong.
$10 for a sketch.
Oh.
Would you do Jimmy the Whale for $10?
I will.
Sent the link earlier to George and PM.
I will.
George, apparently you have PM.
Yeah, but I like.
Oh, we don't have it.
there to Brandon. Oh, I guess I can.
Hey, Renee.
Jinx.
God, you gotta stop
Funny
doing that. There's one in the fridge.
No, you gotta buy me.
Okay, I'll buy you a 12-pack.
Whoa.
You have to drink an entire Coke in one go.
Oh, wait, here we go. Let me
I
You
can
have
do
a
that.
pencil over there, do you?
Yeah.
I have a pencil.
Here we go.
Here we
I'm an
go.
artist and I don't even have a pen. What happened? Oh,
We're
you're
getting
pulling up a
the
photo.
picture. Magic is
And a
happening.
sharpener.
Oh, here we go. Good, I got
It's
it.
it's magical.
Good, 'cause it's
Oh, I did not see
Perfect. I
these.
just,
It's a tiny pencil. But...
that's fine.
Oh, yeah, they're on screen.
Interesting.
All right.
Oh my God. I broke the lead already.
Oh, here, let me get a real pencil.
You are just fierce with those things.
Here.
But I can maybe.
What do we think of these? These are not the ones I was
Wait,
thinking.
I can maybe use it. Let me see.
No, just
Doctor,
take this.
they all look great except for Doctor Who,
I could
looks-
afford a
Well-
new pencil. It was 99
which
cents at
looks
Target.
very strange.
That oud is the shit. I didn't think I'd ever hear anybody say that oud is the shit.
I actually agree. I really like the oud. The rest of it is too much. Looks like a rip-off Dunny to me.
What are the rhino guys called? Because I don't like the way that looks.
I don't remember his name. It's just
Oh,
a
the
rip-off
rhino
Dunny.
guy? Well, oh God, I don't remember what they're called.
Because that, to me, looks too clean and, like, non-comical. Like, when they're in the show, it's very, like, goofy almost.
Well, all the bodies are the same,
Right.
so everything about the bodies is painted on.
And it's a dummy.
It almost looks like a mix.
It's got the slope down from the body, just like Tristan was talking about. Like, they ripped off Dunny, like, completely.
A lot of things have ripped off Dunny.
Judoon.
Jadoon. Why was it
The Cyberman, the head, I see that they're obviously making the heads misproportionately large, but it looks
Oh,
I like the
it's
Cyberman.
weird
One of them.
because it's mechanical to me.
I like that one.
You like that one?
I do
Yeah.
like the gentleman one, or whatever.
This one?
The
Except
deaf
that it
guys.
looks like the
The,
silence guy from Buffy.
Ooh,
It is the
That's what
silence.
they are.
That's what they're called, the
This.
silence.
Daleks.
Right, but
Daleks.
What are they called?
Daleks.
oh,
the
the
Dalek's
TARDIS
cool
is
because it's
cute.
barely any different. It's just a fat Dalek. That's kind of funny.
I kind of like the TARDIS.
And there's a TARDIS.
The TARDIS.
I'm torn on these. There's a couple cute ones like the Ood. I think is good, but
Look,
TARDIS,
they're gonna sell well. People are gonna buy them for a blind box minifigure. They look decent enough. So, Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm going to try to decipher what this says from Mad Max. I know I'm going to be, are you out on a rail, but I hate Denny's.
It's not a TARDIS. It's special.
It's a special TARDIS?
It's not.
TARDIS.
It's
a
special.
TARDIS.
I'm special.
It's special.
It's not that bad. There's nothing wrong with hating Denny's. You can hate Denny's.
Yeah.
That's,
We won't tell Tristan.
How do you
I don't think he cares
the
either.
artist Dalek and the robots from the show. Oh, the artist is Dalek and the robots from the show are Daleks.
Yes.
Oh, is that really it? I didn't
Artist
realize.
is Dalek. Or, I keep
Night
doing
Hints and
backwards.
Spices.
Artist is Dalek
Oh,
and from the show is Dalek.
I never realized that.
Good night, Hints and Spices. Thank you so much for everything.
Can't believe you're not staying up for the rest. We're almost done.
Yeah, we only got what?
We're almost done. You can get 8 hours of sleep and come back and still see some
See
of
it
the
now.
show.
Yeah, no kidding.
We have 8.5 hours to go.
What are we doing to ourselves?
There's a rapper named Dalek.
Oh.
Dalek.
Is there? I think there's a rapper or
Wonderfest
beatbox
is
guy
at
named
6
Mr.
a.m.
Toast.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Wonderfest
cool.
is important.
Oh, he totally stole
You should
your
tag me
name.
for Wonderfest.
I want to go to Wonderfest.
We want to go to Wonderfest very, very badly.
What is
Where's
Wonderfest?
Wonderfest?
That is like Comic-Con on crack in Japan, and it happens like 4 times a year.
That's not the one where they have like 1 million people that come.
Is it
Or is
Comic?
that Superfest?
I
Yeah.
thought it was Comic Con.
No, they have like 130,000 or 100.
Wonderfest is smaller, I
200,000.
think.
There's the one that
It's
they have in
Comic-Con,
Japan
so
where they
ask-
get 1
ask
million
Hints and
people.
Hints and Spices, biggest toy show, just toys. It's awesome.
It's like VCon, but in Australia. Or, but in Japan.
Really?
No, I think it's bigger than that.
Hopefully
Oh.
we'll get 130,000 this year.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, yes, all of our vendors are going to do an amazing job helping us promote the show, and we're going to get that.
It's gonna be awesome.
Who wants to see more Lego at DCon?
Anyone?
I do.
Anyone?
Yay, Mr. Toast wants to. Hey Dan, do you think it's funny when people call you Mr. Toast? Because technically your character is Mr. Toast. You're Dan.
Used to hate it. Now I'm fine with it.
Okay. Because I
You
think
know-
people wouldn't know your name, so they'd just be like, oh, you're Mr. Toast. You're Mr. Toast.
Yeah, I always made a very a serious distinction about it initially. Just because, you know, not necessarily from an ego standpoint, but just you don't the Mr. Toast character is not a facsimile of me. He is not me, you know.
Right.
So it's you're not looking at biography, you know, you're not that's not my life at all. And his personality is not my personality. So, you know, I kind of wanted to make a distinction of that, but at this point, if people want to call me Mr. Toast, that's fine, you
As
know.
long as they're handing you $10 and buying a plush.
Yeah, or whatever, you know. The point at which people know who you are or know your character, you know, like the first time somebody walks up to your booth and they don't call Joe the Egg Mr. Egg, they call him Joe the Egg. You're like, wow, you know, you know.
They don't call him the lemon. Is
The
this
le-
the lemon?
Yeah.
They don't say stuff like that?
Yeah, it's
that would be a good thing.
You
it's
do
great.
have a now. In my defense, you do
No,
have
no.
a lemon character, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm lemon.
and lemonade.
Well, there you go.
And so it's, you know,
I thought. Never mind.
oh, I don't
Ben.
care. I don't care, man. I'm
Oh,
just
Ben.
Oh.
none of us can keep track of what everyone else is doing because there's so, you know,
It
it's like
is
you
hard.
guys, what show are you on with
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
500 or I don't even know what.
Oh, no,
you know,
we're 250.
200. Okay, you've done 250 shows worth of content. You guys have a decent idea of what that content was. You've probably forgotten
Decent.
at least half of it, but you know, people will be like, "Remember on the show when you did that?" You'd be like, "I have no idea what you're talking
Even
about."
better
She'll
than
tell
that.
me, remember on the show? And I said, no. She goes, that was last week.
That's the worst
And
one.
I don't remember any of it.
The one I feel bad about, but I can't help, is when people send in a link or they send in an email or something, and I would love to try to remember what everybody sends in, but I
Yeah.
see so much toy news in 1 week,
Sure.
and so many emails with look at my stuff, or what's your opinion of this toy, or here's info on this thing, or just the amount of information that goes by in that category. I really wish I could remember everybody's name and what they're doing.
Sure,
I
it's
can't.
just
I feel
impossible.
terrible.
By Big Toy Poo.
I mean, it hurts when Ben doesn't remember my
George would
stuff,
know, he never
but
watched
you know
it.
the rest of it's okay. No, so if somebody comes up and just calls me Mr. Toast, I'm like, fine. You're
Those shows are
acknowledging
gonna
what
get
I do.
Aileen's dad.
Uh-huh.
And that's all you can expect. So there's if somebody wants a Jimmy the Whale drawing for $10,
Jimmy the
there's a
Whale.
Jimmy the Whale.
Adorable.
Do we still have another AP card to
No,
go with that
I
one?
think I'm out of those.
Oh, so
Thank you, Big Toy
Doesn't
Poo.
matter. You don't get it. That's all.
Bye, Pooh.
I could give you Kirk Damaris's card, but I don't know that is really what. I mean, nothing against Kirk, but I don't know if they'd get the reference as much.
Jimmy the Whale,
$10.
$10.
Somebody wanted Jimmy the Whale. Who was it?
Jimmy should collab with Monko. That would be hilarious.
Okay, we have
Is it Jillian?
I give you one of my.
Hilarious.
I could give you a Mixo.com business
There
card.
was one that was a Mr. Toast with...
That one's
Joe.
gone.
No, that was the one. I'm looking for it to
Oh,
organize it. Okay.
organize that. Organize that.
yo.
That was somehow funny. I don't know. It's like a bird when you put the thing over and they're like, "Ping." I don't know what's going on. Oh,
Like
Ben's
a
lost
bird.
it.
Like a
Ben's
bird.
lost it.
I'm still here.
He got that, 3 minutes of sleep in his van or car or whatever.
Pac-Man.
Ben? Yeah.
Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures Bandai toys revealed at Toy Fair. Is
Mr.
Toy Fair going on right
There was
now?
a Mr. Toast Howdy. It's this one. Okay.
It starts on like Tuesday or something.
Eat Mo Toys. I think we already
I think it
established
starts
that.
Monday.
What do I collect? I collect the kids' food stuff and cereal boxes. But the other thing I collect now, which is the world's biggest mistake of things to collect.
You started
Oh
something
my
new.
God.
Hey, he's up.
You started something new to collect.
Ugh.
Why'd you do that?
It's never start anything new because
Okay, what is
Never
it?
do
thing.
anything.
Designer vinyl toys?
No,
That
God, no.
just happened.
I collect comic book art.
Oh.
Comic book art.
Oh,
Yes.
you gotta
Like
start with
original.
Does he collect comic book art?
He does.
Yeah, he
Like
does.
old stuff?
Old stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God, I guess I have to talk
He
to
has
right
like
now.
He really does.
last time we were at his house, he had a stack like this on the floor. It was just all this old original comic book art.
I don't want to. Hopefully, he's been collecting it a long time because
I think he has.
it's not an inexpensive hobby.
Oh my goodness.
But it's like that was my childhood. Comic books were my childhood. That's
Was that the stuff you're collecting from like? the
yeah.
old-
So I collect my childhood. So I started buying comics in 1973.
Okay.
So the primary stuff I look for is the first year I was collecting.
Nice.
I just want to get a page from
From the
all
one
the
you
sort
liked.
of key books.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like the X-Men books, which I had, that stuff is
So X-Men are your favorite characters?
not necessarily, but that that was certainly when I was a kid, it was my favorite stuff.
Who's your favorite artist then? Or is there a specific artist that you look for? Or is it just the issues?
It's mainly the issues, but I like John Buscema and Paul Smith, Herb Trimp, all the kind of guys that were working at that point. And it's interesting to sort of look at it and realize that comic books in like 19 Booster Gold, comic books at that point, like all the Marvel comics were being written by like 6 guys.
Wow.
Probably like 12 or 13 artists. And you're just like, these, and
These guys ruled the whole thing.
back before that, it was like 6 artists and like 2 guys, right? Stan Lee at the beginning he made, the guy, they would sort of co-plot them and
Right.
whatever. Kirby did a lot of the,
I know Len Wein.
Len Wein was, yeah.
Yeah,
You know
he's-
him personally or?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
He created the X-Men,
well,
Wow.
yeah, he created like
the new X-Men.
like Wolverine, and then he created like some of the Batman characters, like the side characters, but yeah, it's like I met him through a friend, and he's like, oh, he used to write for comic books. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then one day, it's like I found it, like I'm like, who do you write? I was like, oh well, I created Wolverine. It's like, what? You created Wolverine.
He created Wolverine.
It's like, yeah, I created Wolverine. It's like, Len, you created Wolverine. Like, yeah. Now, the worst part is that a few years ago, Len's house burned down.
Oh God!
And he lost
Don't
everything.
So he lost everything.
He lost everything.
So whatever art he had in there.
All his private collection. It was so sad that he lost all that.
There's food in there.
But you know, being the guy that he is, he's a very nice, very positive guy. He was just like, look, you know, nobody got hurt, and all that stuff. It's just, you know, it's just stuff.
Well, and that, you know, that goes to how people are. Is we all love all this stuff, but you know, if it was all gone, we would be sad. You'd be bummed. But you know, you always go back to your default personality, who you are.
Right.
You know,
and it's
so
a little freeing, I think.
there is some freeingness to getting rid. I mean, you know,
All at once, it's gone, and you're like, oh, it sucks, I'm hurt, but man, that's all, I'm free. I don't have to keep up with it anymore.
it was funny watching Scott Zillner when he did when he was on that collection intervention thing. You know, it's so funny. You know, just sort of watching someone that you know and lives a similar existence to your own, sort of, you know, kind of going through one of those processes.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't need to get rid of all this stuff. And if we ever do want to change our lives a bit, we can do it. You can put it into boxes and, you know, go in a different direction, whatever.
I just like how he was always like, well, no, I know what I can get for this, and you're wrong. Like, I know like the price. And
They said collection intervention? It was a short-lived, terrible TV show.
Oh, thank goodness it's gone.
Oh,
I enjoyed watching it.
I think it was a great show. And I think all those shows are
Okay,
good.
can I tell you this piece of information and see if you still enjoy the show?
Uh-oh.
When they filmed the show with all the people on it, they told them it was called Master Collections.
Oh, is that what they did
And then,
to
before
get 'em
they
in there?
aired it, they started calling it Collection Intervention.
Changed the whole tone.
Come on!
Eh,
Once they got
When you
the
sign-
psychologist dude.
when you sign up for reality TV, you know, you can always just walk away and say, you know, flipping the bird and say, I think I'm done filming.
Yeah.
You know,
The
you
old switcheroo.
you go through a process like that because
You
you
don't
learn
have to
something
sign
about
that
yourself.
release.
No, you don't have to at all.
Then they'll just blur out your face for the entire episode.
That would be funny.
And it's like, that guy sounds a lot like Dan. You know, it can't, well, I mean,
Anything's
that'd be
better
cereal.
than
yeah, he's like a lot.
anything's better than the Toy Hunter one. Oh my God.
I've still never seen that one.
It's-
Everybody tells me it's
I've
terrible.
seen one episode and it's terrible, and it's horrible.
It's terrible only because of the conceit that he would, you know, the guy would fly to another city, rent a giant SUV, and go and buy something from somebody where his profit margin on the thing would be like $100. You're like,
Do you know what
where's
you've got
the
here?
math here? You know, I mean, I don't know.
The guy's coming to Emerald City Comic Con. Good for him.
Yeah, he's been, the dude's been in the toy business forever.
Oh, well, then he's going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just...
And I think it's fine because it's getting people like us a paycheck of some sort, you know, in his case at least, and any little person like us that can get a paycheck from a reality TV show, I think is a good thing. And it's not hurting anybody, but it is quite absurd for, you know, our whole process to become a TV show. That people in the world want to sit out there and watch people like us be on TV.
I wouldn't even say the guy's like even in our genre. It's so different. Like he's going after like
I mean, Sucklord was on the artist show,
the work of art.
Work of Art,
That was hilarious.
which
Come
was like
on.
the greatest show ever. I love that show.
Without him, that season would have sucked.
Nah, somebody else would have been on there that was just as funny.
No, they were
I
all
like
so
season 1.
boring.
Season 1 was great,
Yeah.
and season 2 was great.
Yeah.
But you know, he's cut from the cloth of perfection for reality TV. You know,
That's true, yeah.
I mean, he
That's
just
a good
was.
way to put it.
You know, he walks into the casting call and they go like, "What is your name? What is your cell phone?"
So there was another reality show called Art Girls.
Oh God, I love that show.
Or I'm sorry, Gallery Girl.
Gallery Girl.
Gallery
Oh
Girls.
God, that show is so
And
wonderful.
honestly, like, okay, the show is all right. But the best episode was when they got Sucklord
yes, and
to be in their gallery.
and what's his name was there too?
Well, what is it? The
Art Hustle guy.
Simeon.
Simeon
was in there. And,
You're like, oh, there's Simeon, yay!
yeah, I mean the whole crew was there. You know, the Pharaoh guy, and I mean they were all there. But it's like every episode was all about like, oh my God, I don't like her, and it's like we ran into them at this gallery, and it was so, oh my
I never
God.
saw any of those.
And then
It's just, yeah, I love those shows because it's such a hilariously skewed view of
It's-
worlds that I've existed in and dealt with my entire life, and you're just like, you girls, if this was what you were doing to really make a living, you wouldn't last 6 months. It's like the entire thing is propped up by production money. But that's why you love those kind of things, because you know that the struggle that we go through as artists is all worth it, because...
that's right, it was the
You know-
Occupy Cybertron episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and the best part is like the girls were struggling for money supposedly, and it's like he generated them so much cash in one night.
Yes.
And they were like, this guy's insane, but he makes money.
And then, of course, they changed their tune at the end and like, well, maybe we could,
Maybe
oh,
we should
wow,
do this more often.
we're so smart. You're like,
yeah,
no,
no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Oh, look at this. A post from Matt Heisey. Next 10 Toy Opinionated shirts sold. 100% of the money will go to support Toy Break. Go to toyopinionated. Hey, morning. That's storeenvy.com. Buy a shirt, and all the money will go
Jeez.
toward the show.
Look who's here.
So, guys, go buy your Toy Opinionated shirt right now, and it's like donating money to the show.
Did he get... Wait, was that Matt who was here?
Yeah.
Did he get home to San Diego?
Well,
Have
when
we
did he
been
leave?
blabbing for that long?
Did he leave about 2 hours ago?
I have no
He
idea.
must have, because it's like a 2-hour drive to San Diego.
What time is it now? It's 9.
It's 9.
Is he tweeting and driving at the same time?
Yeah, I got here at 5:45. He could have left at 6:30.
Hey, Dov.
Or maybe he's tweeting
How's it
while he
going?
drives.
He could be tweeting while he's driving.
Did you fill that cup? What's going on with that?
We have a room for that now.
You want to drive over here?
Ooh, Mecha Well.
Oh,
You want to sit down on the couch? Yay, come on down.
wow.
I'm so excited about it, Tom.
I get to be in a room with Dov, and Dov is not on the phone. Don't be... What? Have I been a dick?
No, not at all.
But Dov's here, and he calls me a dick.
Yes, indeed.
It's Dov, everybody.
Woohoo. Hi, everybody.
Tell us some words of wisdom, Dov.
Did you show this to everybody?
Yes. Give us words of wisdom, Dov.
He's going to be like, you shouldn't have shown it to everybody.
Who built this?
That was the Lego build.
Wow. Is there anyone actually watching now? What time is it?
Yes, there are...
There's 3 people watching, and they all
Holy
said hi.
shit, Dov is on the couch.
Holy shit.
Hey, show me the pink
There are,
king.
oh my goodness, there's actually
Show-
80 people watching us
Dov,
right
they
now.
want you to show him the pink thing.
I think they mean Dan's prototype.
Oh, that. not the other pink thing.
What are you excited to see come out this year? I don't know. It all blends together for me.
That's not true.
It totally is.
There's nothing you're excited about?
He was up really early. And had
Sarah
to
made
go
chili. Did you see?
I saw.
see-
I saw.
Chili.
Would you like to sit on the
Oh
couch?
no, he said it took him like.
Oh my god, I was worried when he said pink thing.
Your lack of your faith disturbs me. I guess I shouldn't just reread what's on the screen, since everyone else can read it.
That's true. They can just read that themselves.
Yeah.
The
So we have-
English speakers that are
we-
watching the show.
We actually have a good amount of people watching. There's about 80 viewers right now.
Good. Tell them to go bid on stuff on eBay. And
Go bid on stuff on eBay. We have. Do you still have that black gold
Yeah.
tooth figure thing? I know
The
that's one
death
thing.
head.
What do
The
you
death head.
Don't know.
Still have the death head. We have the Kotobukiya Star Wars figure. We have some awesome Batman figures on there. We have all kinds of stuff. So go to octobertoys.com, click on the link. Stuff just
Ewok,
in that.
man.
Sorry.
These are like America's sweethearts. America's teddy bear. George Lucas in a toy form that wants to kiss you. So what are we gonna see in the designer toy world?
What's 2013 gonna be like?
Here we are, a little ways into 2013. How are things shaping up?
Yeah.
I think the market's changed significantly. I think our business is going more towards the gift market.
Really?
I think that's the stuff that, stuff like Mr. Toast Plush. We sell tons of those. I Heart Guts, Androids, things that are...
Androids are still hot?
Yeah, Androids... Like,
Oh, he didn't?
anything Android just shoots
Boom.
out the door, have
Like, ask
nothing
some
in stock.
questions, like,
And,
Oh, I thought that's what you said he did.
the actual number of limited edition, artist-based toys are actually seem to be on the decline.
So it is going down.
Artist-based toys, really?
Yeah,
That's all I'm working on.
correct, but you are not making them with a focus for distribution, right? You're making with a focus for retail.
True.
And so what's happening is, as the market is constricting just a little bit,
They want you to speak up a little bit.
oh, sorry. As the market's constricting a little bit, people are making smaller edition toys for themselves to sell at retail.
Sure.
Which is great. It gets them more money up front. But what it's also doing is pulling away that niche market directly away from stores. And then as the stores suffer...
So the artists are self-retailing, where it used to be it would go through the distributor and end up in the stores.
Out of necessity, because you can make 50 pieces of something or 100 pieces of something, and you could actually sell out and make some money and go make your next toy. And that was happening 2005, 2006, 2007, and then the edition sizes started getting bigger and bigger. All of a sudden people were shipping 1,000 pieces or 2,000 pieces of something to my warehouse, and the market was just not that big.
Sure.
And so what you see right now in this contraction is you see a lot of that stuff that's been sitting around for 3, 4, 5 years, like starting to go on sale now, and really pushing people to move that stuff out. There's no reason for it to sit around. There's always going to be, this market's not going anywhere, if that's what anyone's concerned about. Designer toys are here to stay. It's just settled on a it's exactly what Frank Kozik predicted. He said there's going to be this huge bubble's going to kind of burst, and it's going to settle down to like these hardcore people who are into the stuff.
Frank predicted that?
He did.
Frank knows.
Really? Wow.
Well, he's like one of the few guys that is going to see enough data points on different, on levels from blind box toys to very expensive to, medium toys to very expensive toys, which, somebody like me who
They're
exists
saying speak up,
at...
Dov.
We already told him. He said no.
Dove Whisperer.
I exist on the very cheap level, and other people exist in the middle, and other people exist on the high, but he's one of the few people that sees everything.
Well, he and a few other artists are smart enough to make sure that they have toys on every single price point.
Yeah.
So, he's very conscious to make sure that he's got $5 and $10 items. He's got the 50 and 60. He's got the 100, 200, and then he's got 1,000, 2,000. So he's really hitting it on all levels and making sure that if someone just walks into a store and is interested in his work, they can buy something for $10, and he can kind of hook them.
Well, I think that he's such a specialized artist that works for him, and that's not everybody can exist in that sort of all those ranges. I mean, Luke here, I don't know about your business model, but it seems like you have your art career, which is one thing, and it seems like a lot of your toy existence is in the $100 to $300 range.
Right.
But that's on purpose, because Luke, by trade, is a painter and a gallery artist.
Yeah.
Frank Kozik has abandoned his gallery career. And,
Has he really?
for the most part, he does some stuff every once in a while, but Luke's toys primarily are someone else reinterpreting his two-dimensional work into 3D.
Yeah.
And Frank is a toy designer.
So he's changed his career into toys.
He is designing three-dimensional objects from scratch. Yes, he draws a picture of it, and, but it's meant to be a 3D object from the start. And there's no painting or anything to back it up. And there's no right or wrong way, but if your goal is to just design this small little thing to be cute and that's it, then it's achievable. Well, you have some smaller stuff coming out soon. But I think for the rest of your life you're going to be known as a painter, and
I hope so.
exactly, that's your goal. So
That's your yeah. Well, it takes a while for you to sift through all this stuff and figure. I did not realize that Frank was not really pursuing a gallery career anymore, because I know from my own thing is toys and that kind of stuff is an in support sort of thing. It's there's money to be made on it, but the ultimate, well, at least my ultimate goal is a wider media thing. Somebody like Luke, it seems like your fine art is your sort of.
Well, the toy thing is definitely
a
there
gateway
to reach
drug.
out. It is.
Yeah.
It is a gateway drug. It's
You're
there
hoping
to-
that someone will buy the toy for $100, and then years later,
Oh.
whoa! Look who's in the house.
I got sick Monday. I'm better.
You still sound sick.
He's still sick.
Kids,
Evacuate the area.
You got sickness.
We're gonna quarantine Scott. We're gonna put him in a little bubble in between us.
I'm always in a bubble.
Well, the toys were definitely there to, maybe promote the work, introduce my work to new people, and maybe even hook them.
Sure.
Like when they buy one toy, they buy two toys, and then they buy prints, and then maybe they kind of buy painting. But it's also, I think that the toy thing really kind of helped introduce me to a lot of people, while at the same time, keeping people maybe a little interested in what's going on in the painting thing. Unfortunately, I can't, make a living on paintings alone, these days. So,
That is Scott Tullison. People, let's go say hi.
Let's jump on the couch. Anyone else smell Vicks Vapor Rub or something? What is that?
that's shit.
Scott smells like Vicks Vapor Rub.
My shirt.
Getting ready for later on today.
Anyway, so the market is stop showing us your ass, Scott.
Ask God.
Why did I have to see that?
You're the one looking.
It was right there in my face.
Turn away.
Turn away. So the market is not dead. We're not all doomed.
No,
It's not over.
it's not. I
We just reached that sort of, hopefully reaching a happy medium.
I have to say that I feel for a lot of the retailers out there,
The stores.
because the stores are
You get no fist bump.
slowly,
You don't pick up the
There's
phone. I
some,
call
some
you.
contraction going on.
and going away. And
What did this guy tell you?
you know,
Nothing. We still got to
as
figure
with
it
most
out.
things in the designer
Okay,
toy
you
world,
get-
a lot of the
I'm glad
stores
you're actually
are
here because
vanity
like,
projects
to not
too.
being here.
Well, I tried
We
calling you
will not
before I
name
got
many
here.
names,
I
but
haven't been,
there are
trying
ones
to get
that
as much rest as possible. Just
you know, will never be
Trust me,
profitable,
I'm trying to
but
figure
are
it
there
out with my
because,
accounting
hey,
people. I'm
I
like,
want to have a toy
think
store.
If we needed,
And, you know, there's a lot of toys like that, too.
yeah, we need like.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, people just, you know, they're
I got
just
you.
always
I mean,
wanted
I
to
just,
have their own toy, and
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
now they have
Well,
one.
we're here for what, another?
There's not necessarily demand for
I
it,
just
but
don't
they
want
have a
to
toy.
get here and then
Yeah.
So,
go back and then,
No, it won't get.
yeah,
Do,
No,
do you
don't worry
see?
about that.
This is always my
Well-
sort of question.
I am.
Would,
Can
Your
you
one buddy
envision
loves you
other
lost.
artists coming up
It's gotta
through
be
the
at least 30
the
days.
system and becoming as big as a Kozik? It seemed like
February before March.
you had this sort of everything was sort of ripe and happening 5-6 years ago, and then it becomes harder to break into the whole system. Do you see like
So, well, here.
are there new talents out there that are going to be emerging?
there always will be. I think as far as going through all the lowbrow pop surrealist street and graffiti guys, there's probably a few that haven't had toys yet that probably will eventually. I don't know that anything will be so earth-shattering. I think the most exciting thing right now is all the stuff that all those resin creators are making, the small editions, there's this little community within a community that's developed with all these people kind of doing it themselves. And out of that, I'm sure some of them will,
So that's the new breeding ground. Is
rise to prominence, I think. I mean, if you look at like the work we've done with Scott Wilkowski and releasing all of those pieces, like
That's true.
like everyone knows who he is. His stuff is selling for crazy money. He can't make it fast enough, and there will be more people like that. Now, still, those are editions of 50 pieces, 100 pieces.
Yeah.
So it might take some time before it's 1,000 pieces or 2,000 pieces. So it's not like crossed over even to the mainstream because he can't even make a product to wholesale to a store.
Yeah, but at a certain point, he's going to figure out a way to factoryize it, and you'll have something, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, some things are recreatable, some things are not.
dude, I got
Oh, wow, it's beautiful outside.
Scott and Ben are going out to have a smoke.
I didn't say it. You said it. So there is hope for the world.
Yeah, it's
There's
constant.
always hope.
There's always hope.
I mean, it's constantly evolving, and I think it'll continue to evolve. I just don't know which direction it's necessarily going. I mean, you can even look at like who was at Comic-Con 5 years ago and who's not there. There's
A lot of people not there.
there's an incredible turnover. And Sarah and I talk about it all the time. We really don't need to be there. Like, it's not going to affect our business one way or the other. But
Well, your question is I think you feel like you should be there in support of the situation, and for you to sort of have FaceTime for the people that don't know how to contact you or whatever. Which,
it's all very important. I'm not sure it's $20,000 important.
yeah,
That's just a devastating amount of money to spend for a few days at a show that's really designed to, to really just ream these huge companies, Warner Brothers and the Viacoms and Disney's Marvels of the world, who have plenty of money, and all of us like go to this show and are kind of dancing around, trying to say, hey, we're not, a huge corporation, please be nice to us. But that's why I love DesignerCon so much.
yeah,
Because DesignerCon is, it's affordable. All the people who are in the room actually give a shit about designer toys. When we go to Comic-Con, there's 100,000 people there, and maybe like 1,000 or 2,000 people care about what we do, like 1 or 2%, and it's like all that work, and everyone travels there. It's like I wish everyone would just go to DesignerCon. No lines.
Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is Comic-Con is a smorgasbord of material, and I mean, I know it's easy to look at it and say they're just there pushing the new Iron Man movie, which they are. But I know all the people I deal with there.
It's good for you because there's someone who walks around who doesn't even know who you are, who walks by the booth and goes, "Oh my God!" Like it's great outreach for you.
Yes.
As a distributor, like it's not great outreach anymore. It was.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about the distributor. I'm just talking about,
Kinda.
we love Designer Con and it's great.
Yay!
And it's a pure focus thing. But since it is such a pure focus thing, it's going to be hard to sort of bring in a generalized audience that is going to want to see movie stuff plus Babylon 5 stuff plus a place to buy swords plus a place to buy role-playing game dice.
I don't think that's the goal of DesignerCon. I think
No.
DesignerCon, the goal is to grow it enough to make it worthwhile for the collectors around the world to travel to LA to go to it. I think that's the key. Like trying to get a mainstream audience in there is gonna be rough.
Yeah.
It's hard to get anyone to do anything in LA. There's a bunch of jaded fucks who don't want to do
Mainstream
anything.
audience also doesn't tend to spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I always say about, I've done New York Comic Con a number of times. It's hard to make money there because the people that go to that show do not have the experience of wanting to go to that show and drop a bunch of coin. I mean, maybe some of the other designer people that sell to, very specific audience, do okay, but just as a general thing, I've always had trouble just sort of making any money there.
Yeah.
Selling the inexpensive things that I sell that are, everyone can afford. A lot of those people are just there to look, and that is sort of my fear about San Diego is you keep shifting more towards that audience that's just there to pick up free posters.
It'll get there as it has to do with how many people are traveling to the show.
Yeah.
If you're flying in from Germany or someone said South Korea or whatever to go to San Diego Comic-Con, then you're going to come there and you're going to pick up the stuff that you can't normally have access to, but it's so expensive. I just don't know how you'd have any money to buy anything after you've spent $300 a night on a hotel, and the
Food.
the food is crazy.
$4 banana.
A $4 banana.
I ate a $4 banana at Comic-Con last year.
Well, that's kind of the other thing is, like, I know with San Diego is like I would always do really well on the final day because it used to be like Kids Day and it was just all locals. And once it is more of a travel thing, you get less of that. Less access to just the general public.
Well, it's so friggin' expensive to get in the show. A 5-day pass is $125. Like,
how much does it
I think
cost?
it's $175.
$175.
It's 100. I think general pass is $150 or $175. But
I think it's $175.
but the truth of the matter is, for the entertainment value you get for that,
I'm
how
not-
much does it cost to go to one professional football game, or how much does it cost to get into Disneyland?
I'm not disputing it. I guess
like 90, I think.
my main
90 for
both parks for
one
1 day.
one day both parks, $90. So
But
the cost
that-
of getting into Comic-Con is
can't compare Disneyland. The amount of the millions and millions of dollars they spend in engineering those rides and stuff for what the experience that you get is not compared to walking around this hot, sweaty room with these stinky people rubbing up against you.
Agreed.
Oh wow!
Stinky.
I completely disagree with that. I think your
I disagree too.
your entertainment value. I don't think there's anybody at Comic-Con that will say paying the price of admission was an issue at all, because the amount of value they get for that money is incredible.
Right.
Fine, but as far as you're concerned and exposure to you, that's fine. But as far as trying for you to make money, like if you have flown here, stayed in a hotel for 2 or 3 nights, and have bought your badge and food, you've already spent anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 to come to the show.
Yeah.
Maybe more, depending on where you're coming from. So that is just a brutal amount of money.
Well, you're not, I mean, like, as a person running a booth, you're not really taking advantage of everything that Comic-Con has to offer. You know, you're barely
It's true.
seeing a minute fraction of what is going on throughout that entire convention center and the city. You know, people are coming for the experience of
I have
being
water.
with quote unquote colleagues and you know and
I agree.
friends.
I agree
and
with
stuff.
you, but
To see
I went to the show for
camels.
10 years before we ever did the show.
Sure.
And but the whole dynamic of the show has changed.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
It's just like a big Hollywood trade show now. It's just
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I think the Hollywood, part aspect of it. I mean, definitely
Can you just let
loud.
me complain?
No, your complaints
I-
your complaints are all completely
I'm
valid.
With you. I'm bitching with you.
Yeah.
George, if you get on the couch, we can do grouches on couches.
Oh.
What? No?
Why does my wife keep texting me while I'm...
She likes Damn her.
Okay.
She wants to feel important. Is she watching?
She was watching at one point.
She's like, smile more.
No, she said I was.
Talk louder.
She said I was doing something. What did she say I was
Stop
doing?
scratching your ass.
She said,
Sit up. Your posture's terrible.
And AT&T is texting me too. Thank you, AT&T. Go to hell. What did she?
Watching?
She said, don't do the Charles Nelson Riley finger thing on your face, which I think is maybe like this.
That's funny.
But comparing me to Charles Nelson Riley is going to mean that I will do that thing more
Of
because
course.
that's
I wish
something
Charles
that
Nelson Riley was here.
I wish he was here also. We would all be off the couch and just let him do his.
Somebody's AT&T phone.
Oh, AT&T.
Wow.
Apparently I
crazy.
cannot put my phone right there.
from Canada.
Yay! Man, that couch is rough.
What would we just woo about?
Jillian gave a donation to you.
Oh, yeah.
She's been donating like every hour on the hour.
Dov was the man till he shot down Disneyland.
Whoa.
I was sticking up for Disneyland.
Actually, yeah, you are.
Why do you hate Disneyland? Dov, tell us why
Why do you hate fun?
I was hating on Disneyland earlier, so I guess there maybe...
Except you also love Disneyland.
I think Sarah
Well, of
makes
course.
up for any, disdain I have for Disneyland.
They switched.
Do you want to sit on the couch?
Actually, I don't have disdain for Disneyland. I like going to Disneyland maybe once every 2 or 3 years. Unlike my wife, who likes going every day.
Not every day.
Once
No,
a
every,
week.
like,
About every
twice-
6
2
weeks.
About every 6 weeks.
I don't
Like,
believe... Do you believe that number, 6 weeks?
That,
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
that is
I
right.
think if
Wow.
if 6 weeks goes by and she doesn't go, she starts
Jonesing.
having withdrawals. She's like, I gotta go to Disneyland, happiest place on earth. Yeah, I've seen it.
Now,
I have to go there, just make everything okay, and then she's getting into like,
I guess that's my question about the people that go to Disneyland so much. Is it because you're trying to replicate some experience and you do replicate that experience every time you go there?
Okay, fine. I will sit with you then. We're gonna talk about this for realsies.
Oh, we're getting for reals now.
Sarah Joe is on the couch.
Sarah Joe!
Okay.
I guess we have to move Ted.
God, he's here.
Oh, you got a Sarah Joe.
Hi everyone. Okay, so
I want to understand. I want to understand your people.
my
I'm in the
you
Dove.
you just killed Aileen.
I'm in the Dove thing, Every couple years I like to go to Disneyland. I like to walk around. I like to sort of have that experience to,
Talking about season
subsume
pass
myself
holders.
into this man-made world.
Season pass holders
But
are
then there's
really
the people, there's the Uber people who would like to go every day.
Well, there's actually a guy that I follow. He's on Twitter and Instagram. I think it's Jay Rice, and he's on his like 400th day in a row. And so it was last year he wanted to go for 365 days, and it's no joke. Like every day on Instagram, and he knows all the names of the cast members, and
They all become friends.
he knows the names of the horses on Main Street. And
what does this guy
like,
do for a living?
I don't actually know, but
Travels to Disneyland and writes a book about it a year later.
But he lives in
make money doing
near
that.
Many of those
Disneyland, and he
people.
goes there all the time. And
You have to be independently wealthy to do that.
and
No, you just have a pass, and they
Yeah,
go
he's got
they go
pass.
after work,
yeah, they go after work.
and they'll just some of them will go for an hour.
Yeah,
No hobby. That's his hobby.
this is what he
beyond
does.
Uber hobby.
He's like obsessed with it. Now, I think that's very interesting, and I think it would be kind of an amazing experience to go to Disneyland every day for a year, although I doubt that will ever happen in my lifetime.
You'd have to live in Orange County.
You have to live in Disneyland.
Most of them do.
But
My
My friend
distance.
lives like right down the street from there. They could go every day and they don't ever go.
Do they have passes?
I don't even think they have passes. They have a kid. They don't have passes.
Okay, well, wait. Okay,
so when I
well,
was
understand.
when I was a little kid growing up in Southern California, we went to Disneyland usually about twice a year around
That's a
my
lot.
birthday in February, and then I always tried to go either in the holidays, sometime during the holidays, or sometime in the summer. We would end up going like with a camp or something. So growing up, it was just something so much to look forward to. I mean, I specifically remember my 8th birthday and planning it out, driving there with two of my cousins, and we were driving to Disneyland, and like the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ride the submarines, and we're going to ride the rockets. Like, we had a
Very
plan.
specific.
Yeah, and we bought sweatshirts, and I had really good memories, and it was just an amazing time. And now, as I think the year 1999 was the first year I got an annual pass.
It's your first pass, okay.
Yeah, and back then I remember it was $199, and you could go every day of the year. It included
So it was the full
parking.
pass. It wasn't the semi-restricted.
Yeah, it was
pass.
the full-on pass. And it was such an amazing deal. It's like $200 and you could go anytime. And at the time, I was working, it was super website time. Everyone worked for a website that was going to go with the IPO and everything. And so we were always like, well, let's get off work and go to Disneyland. Let's leave here and go to Disneyland. And that's what we did. And after that, I just didn't have a pass again, because I started to really enjoy the little intricacies, the little like, oh, they painted that. Oh, that's a different color.
I mean, that I understand at least. Like when you spend that $90 or that $100 or whatever to go there, like you want to go there for like as many hours as the park is open. You want to cram everything in because you're trying to get your money's worth.
But that's not what she's doing.
No, that's not what I like
Which
to
is
do.
really nice. Like she would just go for, go have dinner, go on 1 or 2 rides, and be like,
You ride the Haunted Mansion, and you grab a corn dog, you walk down Main Street, you go in the gallery,
Eileen's doing a cheer for all
maybe
of
you
you.
have ice cream, and then you go home.
So in a sense, Disneyland sort of became a safe place and just sort of an environment you enjoyed completely and could go there and know that it's a personal space that you're going to understand.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And
it's almost like a little bit of ownership and also a little bit of minor vacation.
You literally do not have to worry about anything when you're there.
And it definitely does feel like a vacation. I mean, part of me understands getting a Disney Vacation Club condo somewhere and knowing that you have that DVC thing and you can go there. I mean, I love Walt Disney World,
This
and
is the look of horror.
I'm going to get to that. But I didn't grow up going to Walt Disney World. I went to Walt Disney World for the first time in 2008, and I went for 4 days by myself.
By yourself, okay.
Yeah, I read books, I did research, I planned out what I was going to do. I stayed at the cheapest resort.
I stayed home.
He stayed home.
Yes.
I was going to be
Okay.
in Florida anyway for something else, so I decided I rented a car, and even it was planned out. But I made my dinner reservations, I did all this stuff, and I did every major attraction in all 4 parks in 4 days by myself. I got up in the morning, and I went crazy, and I got this, it was like an experiment. Like, can I do this? Can I move this fast? Can I do all this stuff? Am I going to care about this? And am I going to be
So
offended?
you had all your maps planned.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
like
much.
10:45, 11:15.
Okay,
boom, boom,
not
boom,
that
boom.
much. But
Okay.
I had my meals planned, so I knew where I was going to be
You
at
knew
what
every
part.
restaurant you were going to eat at. Okay.
You kind of have to.
The funny
At
thing
Walt
is,
Disney World.
when Sarah and I are walking down the sidewalk,
Yes.
she'll quite often say to me, "Slow down, you're walking too fast." But like when we're in Disneyland, she's like, this is my perfect argument for.
She's going too fast?
No, that I'm going too fast.
Oh, you're
Walking
going
on
too
the
fast.
Sidewalk. But we're trying to get into Disneyland or in Disneyland. She's like, I'm just walking, and she's like, Hey, what about me?
Oh, so she's going fast at Disneyland.
She's motivated.
So Dov,
So the world is Dov's Disneyland.
my question for you, Dov, is
You're faster walking than the rest of the world.
you're at Disneyland, Dov, and it completely aggravates you to pay $5 for a soda pop.
Oh yeah, how could it not?
It doesn't aggravate you, does it?
Well, that question, I don't want to sound douchey, but it doesn't really apply to me. Because I've been bringing my own food, I bring my water, I bring tea, like, I have my stuff that I like. So
If you're stuck eating Disneyland food, if you go that often and you're eating Disneyland food, it's just not a good value. If you're going one day for vacation to family and you eat there, that's fine.
like, I have my few places I know. I can get a chicken skewer at
You also
Bengal
learn where to
Barbecue.
go.
Yeah.
You know the cheaper spots. you
I'm
know
not
the-
like stuck somewhere.
But for me, like, so she has an experience. Like, for me, I want to go on a ride, but, like, going on Haunted Mansion again is, like, even though it's a great ride, right? I don't watch my favorite movie once every 6 weeks. I don't. Well,
Maybe that's
you're special.
maybe well not maybe those are the true different personality types.
What-
Because
what
there's a few movies that I'll watch anytime they're on TV, but there's no movie in the world I will put on.
What?
What
No,
movie do
I
you
don't
watch?
watch movies
I
on
will usually
DVD.
watch Clue or Spies Like Us or...
And you
Clue or
watch
Spies
those
Like Us?
you watch those movies
I can talk you through those movies right
every
now.
year. You will watch those movies
Every
multiple
couple
times.
months.
Yeah, but I mean, in the course of a year,
Yeah.
you will watch every one of those, a certain amount of
Trading
movies.
Places,
Yeah,
Will
she
you?
does.
American Werewolf in London.
There's some
She used to
movies
when I met her.
that okay, when I actually am rewatching Harry Potter right now. I just watched the first two, so I'm ready for the third one. But it's a weird time of the year for TV, so it's like not a lot of TV on. So
I think
started watching Harry
she
Potter.
will watch Harry Potter
But
over and over again. Like,
When
for
I
the rest of
first
her
got
life.
an apartment when I was 20, we didn't have cable, and I watched When Harry Met Sally every day. Every day. When I got home from work,
Every
I
day.
just put it on at VHS. I just put it on every day.
Well, Disneyland is definitely better than When Harry Met Sally every day.
Probably, yeah.
You made a better choice
Yeah.
when you went up and stepped up that game.
And I think those are maybe two different personality types. The personality that, not that it's a new thing, but that they don't get the same sort of experience from the thing every time. It's a little repeated situations or don't replicate that sort of primary thing.
It's about the comfort.
And I'm
Yeah.
not having the same experience at Disneyland every time. Every time I'm having a different experience. I'm seeing something different. I'm seeing, a different costume, they changed the menu here. I can always find something to do.
Yeah, but to someone like Dov or me, it's the same. It's the same.
But
It's
for her,
a
she's
similar.
she's a
experience.
student of it. She knows who designed this, and she knows who the Imagineer who did this, and when he died, and what this did, and all this. She just knows all that crap. And when she sees something changing, but actually, what she will do is walk down the street and she will see a light bulb out, and she'll say, "Ruining the magic! Ruining the magic!" Because they're like. They're notorious for if something gets thrown on the ground, like the average time a piece of litter is on the ground is like, a couple minutes, where like at Magic Mountain it's like, an hour or 2 hours.
Sure.
Like, there are people just sweeping up and doing all their shit like all the time.
They're talking business. We can't do that here.
Nope. Not with microphones.
There is some sort of difference in personalities, and I don't know what it is. Not that it's a good or bad thing. It's just there's this sort of, I don't know what it is.
I don't think we're gonna figure it out
No,
here on
I
Toy
don't
Break
know,
Live.
Never say that. Things can be figured out on Toy Break Live. Big things.
But I do enjoy using my Disneyland knowledge to benefit people.
I can't do anything.
To benefit the world?
Like if my cousins come to town, I go, oh, we have to go to Disney with Sarah because
That's something that she can do. Like if you've never been to Disneyland,
She can take them there and gives them the
like
positive
we're gonna get there
experience.
at 7:30 in the morning, and we're gonna do this and this, and then we're gonna ride every
she
attraction
knows
in
we're gonna
both
go
parks
here.
by midnight.
We're gonna get a fast pass here. We're gonna go in line here. We're gonna eat lunch at this time. And we're gonna go from here to here, and the line is shorter now, and it's gonna be longer later. And do this now.
And if you do what I say, you will have an incredible
It's
time.
like people have gone with her, like, holy shit, like, we went
Which
there
is what you
and
say
did
about Dove and Magic
everything.
Castle.
That's right. If you go to the Magic Castle with Dove, you have to let him be in charge.
100%.
But that's so easy. There's like 5 shows. Like, you just look at the map and anyway, that's
Same thing.
whatever.
So Dove is a Magic Castle person. You're a Magic Kingdom person.
Oh.
But Magic Castle is different all the time. Like,
So is Disneyland.
Different
There it
shows
is.
all the time.
That is my point.
Sharp objects.
what the fuck's my button?
Dove on TV.
Sorry.
Watch the language.
Where the
Watch
heck?
the fucking language.
Where the heck is my button? I feel sad. I don't get a button. What does
Poor
it
Dove.
say? 24 hour
Price says toy break on it.
That fell out of my hand. I didn't throw it at you.
Uh-huh.
You threw it at me.
I got one before Dove got one.
You just woke up earlier.
Hell yes. Set my alarm.
Whoa.
What time did you get here?
5:45. I got off on the wrong freeway and then I went back and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing?
Californians again.
Oh no,
Hi, break.
we're not going to talk about the Californians.
Tell me what you're trying to move on.
So, we got our buttons.
Where the fuck is Dove's button? It's good.
So
Is your button?
I like Disneyland.
You like Disneyland.
It's nice. How do I sign up for a Sarah Joe Disneyland tour? You know, Blot, I would be delighted to go to Disneyland with you and tour you and your wife around. And
Just donate $50.
How amazing would it
yeah,
be to do
it is for $50.
Not only
Toy
that-
break day
At
at
Disney.
Disneyland.
Toy
Led by
break
Sarah
day?
Joe.
Toy break day at Disneyland, anyone?
Free.
We'll
Don't
have
even
to
have to
pick a
donate.
day.
You don't have to donate. We'll
No,
just have to make
you
a
just
day.
set you
Buy
just
your
set
own
up a
ticket.
day.
We just set up
We
a
just have to
day.
pick a day.
Yeah.
And
Pick
we all
a
have to
day.
wear the same color shirts.
And
We have
Dove
to
and
wear toy
I
break
will
shirts.
not
Toy
be in
break shirts, and you
attendance.
need a flag that we can follow.
Toy break flag.
Everyone's gonna have like a purple like Toy Break Disneyland Day. It's gonna be like Bats Day,
It'll be like that thing, exactly.
but it'll be like Toy Nerds Day.
Oh my
I think
god.
that is a great idea.
So Dove, would you want to go to the toy break 7:30 to midnight? Go on every ride on both parks? Is that sort of your dream way to spend the day?
I didn't say we were doing that.
Well, it has to be that, doesn't it?
I'll probably show up for part of the day.
There it is.
There it is. We'll have a hotel room.
But the idea of working, however, 50, 60 hour a week during the week and then waking up early Saturday morning and running around until that's just
Not your dream.
no.
There is no Disney versus Knott's Berry Farm versus Universal versus
No,
Magic
there's no
Mountain.
such thing as any
It's-
of those.
Because Magic Mountain is the
Disneyland-
greatest.
Disneyland is Disneyland. I mean,
and then all the other
if-
parks are not.
if you want thrill rides are a different thing. But
It's a different person.
and
too.
No such
and
thing.
That's Magic Mountain.
that-
if you want the rides, go to Magic Mountain.
right, or Universal scares you, and
E.T..
Knott's Berry Farm is janky.
That's for kids in the 70s.
That's for kids in the 70s, which was the last time I went there until a couple years ago, and then I remembered why that was.
Because it's for kids in the 70s.
Because it's for kids in the
And
70s.
it hasn't changed a bit.
Don't
There's
just-
wood panel rides.
I
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted a funnel cake.
And you got
Oh.
one, and it
You
was
got a funnel
terrible.
You go to the fair for funnel cakes.
I don't know.
We did go to the fair.
He didn't go.
also. Oh yeah, you weren't there.
That was the year before the thing that I did
Ben
that
ate
I
every
hadn't done in a
fried
long
food that he
time.
could find.
Oh.
I watched.
Literally.
Like fried butter and
You had the fried butter? Was that good?
Yeah, I didn't. That's Ben.
Oh, Ben had the fried
Knott's
butter.
has Snoopy also. But, I mean,
They used to have the Warner
who
Brothers
cares?
characters. I don't know if they still have the Warner Brothers characters too.
Eat More Toys says they have Warner Brothers characters,
Ah,
but I don't.
there it is.
I don't know.
I thought Warner Brothers characters
Was
were
it
at
Magic Mountain?
Yeah.
Are
Great
they
Adventure.
there now?
I
Six Flags.
specifically remember when I was in 9th grade getting a photo taken with a Bugs Bunny
Corey
who
in
was like,
San Diego.
want to hook up later. The Bugs Bunny said to me, want to hook up later.
That's amazing.
Wow. How
Yeah.
old were you?
Did you hook
I
up
think
with
I
Bugs
was in
Bunny?
9th grade. Hell no!
You still should have hooked up with Bugs Bunny.
I think we should still make a bubble to fit all OMFGs.
Ted is like eating
What do you
my
mean?
shoulder.
There's a bubble. Each one comes on one.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
For a single figure, for all your customizers.
Oh.
Because we could make 10,000 of them for a dime each.
Just turned
You-
into
you could sell
business
'em to
break.
people.
So you only had to
Oh,
spend-
what about cookies?
It's like
Oh,
'cause this was
am I
taken off
auctioning
another-
off homemade cookies? I did do that last
Dental
year.
floss.
the dental floss package.
Do you sell shirts of Toy Break?
Not yet.
Yes,
No. Do you want some?
You've never done shirts?
No,
We don't
I've had a
have
lot of
anyone
people that
design a good
said,
one.
I'll make you design, and then nothing happened. And I'll make you design, and then nothing happened.
Isn't this a design where it just says Toy Break?
Yeah, but who wants that?
That logo's not good.
Why people wear that toy opinionated thing?
If I was Matt Heising, hope you're driving, didn't see that.
No, he says, I'm home.
Yes, he did.
How did that work out?
Oh, amazing.
Well, he put a thing up like half an hour ago that all the proceeds from shirts for a certain amount of time were going right to you guys.
I know a guy that will print the shirts.
Something for next year.
Aileen's raising her hand.
That's how I get your
All right, I'm gonna let you guys talk.
Okay.
Let us talk.
I don't know why.
What are we talking about?
Well, I don't know. Tell me.
Tell
What
you.
the hell is that thing?
It's a Duplo. You know Duplo Lego?
Oh, that's like the,
The
big
bigger
one?
ones
That's
for
the thing my
kids?
sisters had.
This is an Ewok.
I
Good eating.
I see that. I see that. So you auctioned off a lot of stuff. What's this?
That's the shaky bacon resin figure.
Is that coming out?
That is coming out.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I like
it's,
it.
It's
Is it going to be
sort
this
of
color?
based. I'll probably do.
Where's the Argyle zombie? Is that what we're calling?
We'll probably
Scott?
do this. This will probably be a standard color, and then I'll paint them up,
Oh, cool.
and then we'll probably do a few other colors that I won't paint up or something.
I love how well it's, it's like a little, it's like a desk.
It's like a
It's a whole
moldorama.
scene.
It's based on a
I
moldorama.
like it. I
So,
like it.
Someone just pointed out that this is Toy Girls and Dan right now.
Toy Girls and Dan.
Like you're the special guest on Toy Girl.
Ooh.
Dan
Time
can
for
be a
chili.
Toy Girl.
I could be a toy girl with a proper wig.
Is Luke still there? Luke is here. He stepped out.
Luke
for
is
a moment.
outside. They're doing
There's-
business.
There's a meeting.
They're having a
Hey,
meeting.
Blue Frog World.
This is where all the
Hey,
business
Gary.
happens.
I did watch your color ink book
You saw the color ink books?
stuff
That's
earlier.
what we were doing?
Oh my gosh, that shaky bacon. Was that the Sagittarius? That
Sagittarius.
is so funny.
Something to color at Thanksgiving.
I was thinking that exact thing. That is hilarious. I know. Sorry if you guys already saw this, but if you didn't,
Just look again.
you're seeing it now, which
We
is
have-
totally worth it.
They're asking about sketch for donation. We have 2 sketches still that are available for donation.
Look how funny that is.
We have a shaky bacon
Oh,
one.
I was gonna put it down on the little camera.
Do we have a little camera?
Yeah, we're on little camera. Shaky
Good.
bacon. Perfect.
And we also have a Jimmy the Whale,
Yay, Jimmy the Whale.
and those are available for $10 donation.
That's it.
Dough.
That's it.
D-O-U-G-H.
I foolishly did not bring enough stuff with me to.
You brought amazing things with you,
Well, I
like your
should've brought-
personality
I thought it was a
and your
lot.
time.
I should have brought more. You never know. You always feel like I'll bring stuff, and then it will not be taken or sold, and then you'll sit here being like, oh, I brought stuff, and no one bought it.
You could be like Ben and not care.
We have a bunch of stuff in our car, but I don't know what it means.
They're all painted, they're all gone. That was it.
Well,
I'm not in charge of
there's
such
still a
things.
few more hours left.
Bacon looks like he's reverse planking.
There is I did him planking somewhere for
Did
a show.
you?
Yes, for a show. A memes show at Gallery 1988.
Ah, yes.
I think that was like one of the only ones that didn't sell from that show.
Planking's weird.
Planking is weird.
Do people still
I think it's
plank?
over.
I think it's kind of over. I think it's
Okay,
over.
well, I never did it, so I was at Disneyland.
Except every night on your bed.
Oh, when I
You
was
kind of
asleep.
have to plank.
Good night.
Is that how you sleep?
Time for my planking.
Everything
Yeah,
goes
that
away
is how I
so
sleep.
quickly.
Problem?
Yeah, you're weird. Or adorable.
Little Ewok. I love you.
It's like a small world, right? What do you know?
Dov's watching. It's not creepy.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, he was not planking in a frying pan. Tom Green made planking. Google it.
I can
Oh.
actually believe that.
Tom Green created planking?
That would be good on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy some Tom Green.
Does he still do his show? I don't think he
He
still
was
does.
doing a weird internet show for a while.
For quite a while. He did live ones. We watched it all the time.
He's
Wow.
funny and smart
Yeah.
and Canadian.
Ah!
That's the crazy thing about
like the
media
bacon.
at this point. There's just so damn much
Hi,
media.
Moody.
Who can keep up?
None of us stands a chance.
You can't. You cannot keep. Like you cannot. There's not enough time in the day to consume your media.
Well, that's actually something we can talk about. That Dov did a lecture the other day.
Ooh.
Dov do.
Yeah,
Lecture.
at Orange Coast College.
Ooh.
Same one you've done.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, for
yes,
Shane's
but
class.
yes, but they talk about Doves afterwards. Mine was. I was invited once. Doves invited every year.
Oh, you're not
Wasn't
going
he?
this year?
I don't know.
Well, Shane's coming today, so maybe he'll talk to you about it.
Ta-da.
But anyway, one thing that he talked about during his lecture that I've been thinking about for years, and then it sort of came to me again, was that you cannot create demand. And so when
No.
people want
Oh yeah,
to,
I've heard him give that in his speech.
yeah, so when people want to make a toy and they say, I want to make whatever.
Here, make this.
I want to
Make a
make
warble.
I want to make this. It's not based on anything, right?
Nope.
Andrew Bell.
Andrew Bell obviously made this. Well, not obviously, but I mean, we know it's Andrew
Obviously.
Bell. Obviously. Oh my God, you guys.
Oh my God.
Why? What besides it being Andrew Bell and just being cute and fuzzy?
Why does that succeed over a million other things?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, people like this and they sell and they are available in different sizes, but you know, what sort of creates the demand? What makes
Getting
something
in front of more eyeballs.
Yeah, more of a flurry. You know, we were watching Carson Daly Show. You ever watch Carson Daly Show? It's quite good.
Occasionally.
And this girl was on that had a podcast called My Drunk Kitchen.
I really enjoy that show.
Apparently, many
It's
people do.
hilarious.
Now, I had
One
never.
year she did it at Burning Man. Sorry, go ahead.
I
Never
had
heard
never
of it.
heard of it.
Never.
I didn't know her. I didn't never seen her. But she didn't know this was a thing. She made her first video because she was house sitting, and there was she had her computer and she had just figured out how to G-chat. So she was talking to a friend, and the friend says, "I missed you so much. You know, I wish I was there with you, and you were drunk and making me dinner." So she made her a video. She made her friend a video, being drunk, getting drunk, making dinner, and she posted it on YouTube. And it got, you know, look it up. I mean, it got a zillion million hits. And then they said, "Where's your next one? Where's your next one? Where's your next one?" And so she just kept making these videos. And just, who knew? You know, she didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, it wasn't a thing.
She made it a thing.
wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing until she made a thing, and then it caught on through whatever, you know. I mean, that's the Mr. Toast, one of the Mr. Toast speeches I always give is the Mr. Toast. My friend made the little animation test where it's just Mr. Toast walking and there's the whistling music in the background, 30 seconds. It went viral in Germany. So that video, not even my posting, someone else's posting of my little video went viral in Germany because it got linked to Charlie the Unicorn, which was another thing that went viral, but it got linked to the German version of that.
That's your Comic-Con t-shirt. I'm huge in Germany.
I am huge in Germany. So that video in Germany has 4 million hits.
Wow.
4 million. What? So Mr. Toast is probably more well known in Germany than it is here. They made sheets. They made sheets of.
Like per capita, yeah, probably.
Yeah, they made sheets of Mr. Toast in Germany, and they sold pretty good. And we did some T-shirts at one point, and the only place in the world that stocked them was in Germany, and they did really well. So it's those kind of things are uncontrollable. Mm-hmm. They're completely outside, just like her thing taking off, completely outside of her thing. But if you do something good, and it takes off, then you can build on it.
Sure. I mean, that's something I worked in documentaries for 8 years, and people would say, "Oh, I made this movie, and how do I get people to see it?" And there's a million ways to get things
try to get people to see it.
Try and get people to see it, but the stuff that's really good always rises to the top in movies. I don't know if that's true.
The stuff that's really good always rises
in documentaries. The stuff, because there are so many documentaries being made and the technology is available for anyone to make a movie with their whatever iPhone or whatever they have. That the stuff that's really good always somehow, I'm sure, okay, you can't say always, but for the most part.
Yeah.
The cream always rises, but shit floats too.
Keep going like this.
Thanks, Dov.
inappropriate analogy.
Sleepy
No, I
Brandon.
mean, it
Aw,
is
Sleepy Bear.
it is true what he says.
You kind of look like Barf right now.
Wow.
I mean, because your shirt. Not
He's wearing
actual-
a Spaceball shirt.
Sorry.
She didn't just say
Not nice.
you look like vomit.
Just because I slept all night.
Because you're the smartest of the Toy Break crew.
Smells like chili.
There's some chili in the kitchen. There's chili. You can put a piece of bacon in it.
If you feel like it.
And love spaghetti.
Anyway, that's
Bye,
my...
Gary.
Well, yeah, no, I agree.
Story.
You can't create, you can't create demand, and you can just continuously work and put yourself out there in hopes that someone will care. And there's a lot of people that put out a lot of stuff that nobody cares about, unfortunately.
That's a conversation I have with people continually.
Yeah.
We could relate that to what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, we don't have 4 million hits in Germany, but did we ever think we were like when we started Toy Break? We never thought, oh, there's going to be thousands of people watching this show. No, we were just like, if somebody watches, cool.
You've already raised what, $5,000?
$5,000 today.
That's amazing.
And that's a testament.
Incredible.
Testament to. I mean,
To you
certain.
guys.
It's a testament to you guys and the relationship you have with the artists who bring stuff over that
Absolutely.
to sell.
And even
You know?
the growth from the first year.
Oh my gosh.
First year, second year, and now the third year of Toy Break Live.
And that's because you tirelessly put your energy into something.
But we also get it back. Like it's
You get well. You don't do it just as a personally, like selfishly. I will just I'm promoting myself. Blah 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 blah.
no, I don't
But
like doing that.
as with all things, you're going to put out a ton of energy, and hopefully it will be reflected in an audience and somebody caring about your stuff, which will then
Exactly.
sort of come back and they will help you continue doing what you're doing.
Exactly. So it kind of transcends. I mean, it's appropriate to many genres or mediums.
All,
Agreed. All mediums.
I think.
Muppet Guy, that is including store sales. So technically, if you want to take out product cost, it's a bit under 5,000. But for the purposes of excitement, we're gonna say 5,000 right now.
Right now. And it's going to be more.
And it'll
which
be
is
more at the
great.
end of the day because we have a bunch of stuff ending in hours. It's just a few hours is because it's almost 10 o'clock, which means we only have 7 hours left.
I'm so excited
Bye, Lon. See you
about it
later.
happening.
Bye, Lon.
Please kill me now.
What if the cover iPhone 4 you said you give? What is? I feel like there's a translator involved there. George will be in charge of those because I don't know where they are.
Scott, you're being called.
Scott?
Uh-oh.
I gotta get some water first.
Oh my gosh.
Makeup.
Seriously.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, you're getting everything.
I think my time may be almost done here at
Oh
the couch.
noes. Oh noes.
Why I get everything.
I think
You
my-
got everything.
My
You win.
wife wants to go have breakfast, so.
Tell her to come over here.
Tell her there's chili.
Well, unfortunately, we only have one car, so it would be quite the walk.
Yes. That would not be nice. That would not be nice.
But you have a lot of nice places walking distance from you.
From our house, yes. It's
Oh,
wonderful.
University.
I like
Fine.
that little Delaterra place.
That's where we're going.
Oh, they have breakfast?
They do a brunch-ish thing on the weekend.
Their octopus salad. I dream about their octopus salad.
Wait, where is this?
Delaterra. Right by
Delaterra.
Dan's house.
I have not been there.
Right by my house.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for bringing things to show off and
Absolutely.
sketching for everybody. And
I'm glad we got to hang out.
this was awesome.
Got to hang out. I know. Usually you guys are a Friday night event.
This year we were a Saturday morning
Saturday
event.
morning event.
Which was
even
probably
better.
pretty smart.
And when we woke up and saw you on, Dov's like, we have to get there before Dan leaves.
Oh.
Tom's
Tom's like, I didn't say
And then he
that.
checked again in the car.
He did. He admitted it.
In the car, he's checked on his phone. He's like, oh, Dan's still there. We have to get there.
I like coming in the morning transition point. I think that's a good point to come.
I think it's
Right.
hilarious that it is because it's like it ends up where nobody's here. You know, there's like 2 or
I like
3
beer when nobody's here.
people, but then like
Just about me.
oh,
Sorry, Neil.
that's original.
Fart.
And then like boom, Mr. Jones shows up. What?
Where do I go? American Idol? Yeah.
I know.
just
I
happened.
was afraid last time. Last year I was like,
Well, because it's hard to tell somebody what to expect, and last year we didn't know what to expect.
yes,
This year we were a little bit more prepared.
yes.
We had a little bit smoother system than last year when we were like, there's like 20 people.
I like the big screen with the thing.
Thank you. Yes, that's Brandon,
That
our producer, Brandon.
Grumbly, Mr. Grumbles.
having all these computers going and the whole system going and the PayPal going is just a smart, wonderful thing. Oh, that's my pen.
I'm impressed with how smoothly it's been running. Honestly.
Get my pen.
If I just hadn't screwed up the beat cost on when the show started.
The look on your face.
What happened?
When George's like, $30, is that the right price?
Did it go to?
Yeah, a little, a little, but not quite admitting it. A little.
Well, I
bit
had to think like, did it happen? Did that happen?
Oh.
What was it? Something expensive or something?
Well, we
that
had
you were selling some $300 item you were selling for $30.
It was a $60 item.
Oh, okay.
And the 6 and the 3 are right next to each other on the number pad,
Yeah.
and I mistyped the 3. And everybody was amazing and super awesome, and they were like, "We know it's 60. We'll PayPal."
Yeah, they knew.
It got taken care of.
And that is the wonderful thing is everybody on.
But
Watching
I felt
was
horrible
cool.
because then it made extra work for everybody because that's not what I wanted. But it was a typo. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
You're taking off?
I'm
Is it time
leaving.
for Luke and Scott?
Why?
Oh,
I
we
have
can
to
let
go
Luke
home
and
and let my wife use the car and not go have breakfast.
Let's do a collaboration, a collaborative
Rub it
sketch
out.
really quick.
Okay, we're gonna
Wow.
Draw a piece of toast, and I'll put the classic Luke chews out eye thing in it.
We're really
and we
working
can flip
Luke to
that
death
shit.
today.
It's coming out of his hair.
My hair?
I'm enjoying your hair very
Really?
much. Yes. It's
It's
very exciting.
It's bedhead, you know.
It's actual
It
bedhead.
is true, real deal bedhead. The chili was great, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Sarah Jo brought chili. It was awesome. It's Toy Girls now.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome to Toy Girls. I'm Aileen.
I'm Sarah Jo.
We're the Toy Girls.
What's up?
Hilarious.
We don't usually shoot this early in the morning.
No, we shoot opposite time of day.
That thing is awesome.
We shoot at the other time. Did you see this thing?
No, what is this? I mean, I know it's what it is.
It's custom
It's so cute.
from Matt. Oh my gosh, how did I already forget it? Because I'm
Because
going
you're
on.
tired
I'm
is
going on
why.
the weight. But it's a custom
It's
that
so
was
adorable.
from a guy from Decon, and he sent it for Ben, who had asked, and I thought it was amusing that he made a little fat round Vincent.
Did this get built?
That got built. That got built in. There's actually another one, but
This got
Brandon
built.
beat me badly, of course.
Well, it's not
And I
really,
moped because everybody was like, "You moped last year when you lost," so I
not
moped
really
again.
fair. Cuties on the couch. Maybe we should change the name from Toy Girls to Cuties on the Couch.
Would it just be two little oranges?
Hey, did you guys see my shirt? I just got this shirt.
She just wants you to look at her boobs.
Nah.
I'm just kidding.
It's
That's actually really cool.
David Harlan designed it. That's a Darth Vader hand holding an ice cream.
We'll put blood on
I really like the metallic.
Yeah, it makes it kind of fancy.
Can you guys see that? Is it shiny? Can you see where it's shiny?
Yeah, definitely. Just you can put the face
Are you
there.
okay?
No, it's just there was sound from like
It
every
got
direction.
really loud in here. Like crazy loud.
What's out
Yeah,
of Luke's
Darth's
hair?
hand. Yeah, Lee.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Scott's coming in.
Cuties on the couch.
Okay, do you want me to leave?
No, get in there with him. Everybody. Sit down, Scott.
Scott's coming.
Toy Girls.
Good night, Matt.
Now it's officially Toy Girls.
Why are you thinking about Scott coming?
Hi, Ritzy.
Hi, Ritzy.
Hey.
What are you eating?
Cough drop.
Ew.
Ooh.
Ew.
I don't like cough drops.
Really?
I'm the
Smells
only
good,
person
though.
in the world that doesn't like cough drops. I think it's because I can't have the tasty red ones. Like I get the crap flavor. I just get like the Arctic ice, and I'm like, oh.
No, this one's
No
very.
good.
This one tastes like candy. So.
What's
like
the
a
flavor?
Cherry.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
It smells like a Luden's.
It is. It's very.
That's better than
Ludenny.
my Frappuccino breath. So
And my chili breath.
I can't smell you.
That's good. And if you could, it's too bad.
No fisherman's friend. That stuff is obnoxious.
It is.
Toy
bad.
Girls and Tollison.
Bang.
Woo.
That's what's happening right now. Welcome to the couch, Scott. Scott?
I finally made it. Did I miss anything or?
Nah.
No, not much has happened
Okay.
since you were.
Because this just started, right?
I guess you heard about some of the stuff that's been happening
No, I've been
all
sleeping.
night.
Did you watch anything?
No, I've been sleeping.
So, but you heard about some of it.
I've been sleeping. I don't.
Have you been sleeping? Glasses on the couch.
They want us to switch glasses.
Did I miss?
I don't think that's gonna do
anything?
anybody any good.
And we can't see your stuff on there. What's that? Do you want to talk about that?
What is it?
I get it.
I'll never forget.
So these are some I don't know what we want to do with these. Give them away.
Hi,
or-
Mom. Good
Huh?
morning.
Start the bidding.
My mom says.
Okay,
let's
we've got
auction 'em.
new items up for bid.
Why not?
My mom says.
We have some painted
Can we
mini
go to
beats.
camera 2?
Yes, we can.
Camera 2, producer.
We have some painted
How do I
mini
see?
beats here. These are done by
It's over-
Topheroy.
George, can you
Forward
move?
a little bit.
George,
And,
your computer
uh,
back to the stream.
They're pretty freaking amazing. Topheroy.com. He's
Quicker.
also a member of the October Toys Forum.
So, but quicker.
And there's 3 different colors. Each one is different. So they're not.
So what do
So
we
each
do?
one is
What do
unique,
we
yeah.
do?
Dime bags of PVC drugs.
They're
Ri-
starting out at $10 each.
That's all? Okay.
That's it?
Starting.
I was going to start them at
Starting.
20.
How are you going to do the multiple?
I like Sarah's idea.
Bids.
I would have only showed one and said we have one to start.
Okay, let's go back.
There's only one.
Okay,
Okay.
rewind.
Do.
Okay, you guys haven't seen
Show the
these.
first
This
one.
is the one. That is the one.
Take a lot. Take a
And
handful.
bidding is starting at, well, you already said $10, even though I would have started at 20.
Sergio's starting at 20. You're
I'm
doing
starting
something.
at
There's already
20.
15 up there.
For the green, but which one counts as the green? Oh,
But
calm
we're
down.
this is the one we're doing right now. So we have 2 more. You saw them. You know what you're calling them. I have no idea.